Okie dokie. I'm clicking on things. I hope clicking on things is doing things. That's what I hope. Is sound coming through? It looks like sound is coming through. Testing, testing. All right, let's go yell at everybody. Let's go tell everybody we are live. Let's go tell all our friends on Discord. Whoop. Is Discord being silly? Discord's being kind of silly. Oh man, that's bad news. My perfect Cyclone Zerker feels like a wet noodle in Standard. I can't help but imagine some poor soul coming from Diablo Immortal thinking they are going to make a pure fizz Cyclone Slayer without legacy gear. Don't cry about retention. I don't want to hear it. You have the metrics screaming in your face, but you refuse to look at them because of gut feeling. Slow clap. Oh man, does Cyclone feel that bad? Is that what? Is that? That's what I'm supposed to take away from that? That's not good. That is bad news. That's very bad news. Like, how am I supposed to continue playing this do list up to whatever level I'm supposed to reach? How am I supposed to continue? How can I carry on? Carrying on. Oh my gosh. I haven't karaoke'd in a while. I should go karaoke. That's definitely something I haven't done in a while. It's karaokeing. Singing. I'm only level 19. Okay, so let's try and let's play this guy, right? We should play this guy and bring myself up to speed. Where are we at? We're at Act 2. I had a good time yesterday. Oh, we're in Act 2. We've got hardcore solo self-found Deli Iron. Hey, what's up, Blood Phoenix? Welcome, welcome. This is what our passive tree looks like at the moment. It looks like go find the life wheel. Go find the Scion life wheel. That's what it looks like. So that's what we did. I have no idea what kind of skill I want to use. That's why it's kind of bad news. If I'm reading that right, that Fizz Cyclone is bad, then I'm going to feel bad. Oh, I need to hit this waypoint. So that's kind of discouraging. The wheel looks like a wheel now. The Scion life wheel. You mean it's no longer the Scion life, what do you call it? Polygon? No longer the Scion polygon? Scion life polygon. There you go. We'll see if we lose this character just right away as soon as we start the day, by the way. That's what we did with our first character yesterday. So, you know, maybe the same thing will happen today. Who knows? We'll find out together. We'll all find out as a community, and it'll be great. And then I can go play a spellcaster that I've actually got some decent gear for. Oh, goodness. There we go. I like when everything does blow up. Using these steel skills. When everything actually does blow up, it does kind of feel like you're using a Herald skill. When everything explodes. But when everything doesn't blow up, it just feels like you're using a crappy physical skill that doesn't do any damage. Like that. Like, look at that. Doesn't do anything. Ha! Nobody kills me when I'm level 19. Nobody! Oh gosh. Oh, let's drop a decoy tone for this guy. Single target's kind of bad, isn't it? For splitting steel, shattering steel, whatever this is, whatever skill this is called. It's not great. Oh, I did not update loot filters between yesterday and today. So I'm still running no loot filter. So if we drop a mirror and I don't see it, you know, I'm going to blame you guys that I didn't pick it up. Imagine dropping a mirror in a voided event. Oh boy. That sounds like something that could happen to me. That does not sound outside of the realm of possibility. So, Iron, where did you drop your mirror? You know, the guy who always says that you hope everybody drops a mirror. Where'd you get yours? Oh, voided event. Doesn't count. Doesn't exist. It's awful. Oh, boy. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Oh, gotta call him back. Reload. Oh, that looks like spikes or something. Who is it that's shooting those spikes? Oh, this guy. This is the guy that makes copies? Yeah, he makes copies himself. There we go. I suppose eventually I should get the loot filter, huh? I'm gonna have to go search for my loot filter again. Go see if Stupid Fat Hobbit's still doing his leveling loot filter. I could ask you guys, hey, what's up, Duke Duckman? Thank you for the warm welcome back. It is good to be back.
I can't do this just yet.
So probably Stupid Fat Hobbit on his leveling filter, and then sometimes I swap over to do Never Sync once I hit maps. Sometimes that's what I do. Hey, what's up, Toby? I still have to finish 40, like 10 maps, 100 maps, 30 Omnitex, and a few heists to go. Oh my. That sounds like you got some chores to do, dude. You got some internet chores. And I'm terrified of dropping something good. At the very end of the league? Yeah. But from what you guys were telling me yesterday, it's Divines. We want Divines to drop now, right? That's the big meta. Get Divines to drop. I'm going to have to switch to a different skill. This is why I need to go to a Spellcaster. I need to switch to something that's just one button. I'm going to need to do that. I also need to pick up Leap Slam, so that way I can jump over stuff. I'm going to need to do that. By the way, if I lean back in my chair, can you guys still hear me? Is sound still coming through okay? Or do I seriously need to lean forward so that way the mic picks me up? Hopefully that's not the case. Divines are the new X, huh? Divines are the new X. Okay, well, it's a good thing I didn't sell all my Divines like 15, 16 months ago on Standard, huh? Slightly lower volume, but can still hear just fine. Okay. So what if I do this? If I do this, is that better? If I do this, can you still hear me? And is the volume decent? Tried to turn it up a little bit. Turned up for what? I turned it up so that way you could hear. That was my intention. You know, when you're one-shotting packs, it does not feel so bad. This steal skill, right? You press one skill to send them out, another skill to bring them back. When you one-shot, it feels like it's a one skill or one button skill. When you're not one-shotting stuff, kind of feels like you're playing League of Legends and you're kiting. That's what I'm going to say. Maybe I should play some League of Legends, see what League of Legends looks like on the stream. Maybe someday I'll do that. Show you guys how bad a Bronze 5 player can be. Who would want to watch a Bronze 5 player play at the lowest possible elo? Actually, it's not even Bronze 5 anymore. That I'm so bad I'm Iron. Imagine that. Iron Draconis is actually an Iron player. It's kind of funny. Oh, there's a belt. Did I ever get a belt? I never got a belt. There we go. Let's pick up a belt. Maybe we'll chance it into a headhunter, right? Is that still a thing, or did they change that too? I'm just assuming everything got changed. That's my default right now. Everything that I knew that was a thing probably got changed. Did they change bandit rewards? Is that still... Are bandit rewards still the same? Or did they change that? Felt horrible to turn 800X into 400 Divines right after the announcement. But was way better off in the long run with doing it. Yeah. Not like I play Standard. Yeah. Unique rates have been lowered. Oh, interesting. Yes, the bandits are still the same. Okay. So I should just kill all the bandits and take my passive points, huh? Oh, a proclamation. Oh my. Apparently I also popped a bunch of delirium there. What are we? We're in a 22 delirious zone. That's not even that much. It's like barely delirious. We're just going to call this the barely delirious event. Ah! Nobody kills me when I'm level 20. Nobody! Alright, we're going to find the spider place first, right? I don't even remember the spider place's name. What's the spider place's name? It's not Arakali, right? That's Act 8. The Weaver. Yeah, the Weaver's Chambers. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Alright. So glad. So glad I remember these things. It's been too long. It's been a long time since I'm rock and roll. You know, it's going to be interesting because I'm getting to play all this now, this week, and then in a few weeks, when 320, the Forbidden Sanctum, when Forbidden Sanctum comes out, I'm going to get to play it all again, but it won't have Delirium on it. So the graphics, it'll look a little bit different again. All right, let's get the Whetstone. Let's get our Vitality upgrade. What else do we need to do? Oh, those guys have the one that we said to watch out for, right? Flame Weaver? Was that not one to watch out for? Or is that the Steel Infused? It was Steel Infused that we were watching out for yesterday. That's right. What a silly me. Man, we are leveling up really good by just full clearing every zone and not actually zoomy. By doing the opposite of what you should be doing. That's okay. That's all right. That's what I keep telling myself. It's okay. I'm slowly reintegrating. Slowly. I don't even know what the meta skills are for leveling anymore. Guys, can we still use brands? Are brands still good for leveling? Lightning brand? Should we be dropping lightning brand everywhere? No, now I'm teasing. No, I'm teasing. That's been a while since Storm brand was really good. For leveling, at least. There were a couple leagues there that was just like Storm brand no matter what you were. Oh my gosh, am I dead? I'm so dead here. Okay, I cannot move. There we go. I'm surprised I didn't die there. The fact that I put all of my passive points into just life, that probably saved me there. Oh gosh, it's an explosion. Lots of bad guys, tight corridors. Okay, let's touch all these bad guys. Lots of corridors. Boom, boom, boom. Lots of experience. Lots of. Oh, watch that guy. Watch that guy. That guy's gonna hurt. Yeah, he's rare. Hastened? He's just hastened? Okay, let's get out of here. There we go. Alright, let's spend 2 passive points. So we do this. And this. Haha! We got increased damage, baby! Alright, we drop the totem. Alright, and there's the Weaver. Oh, that hurts! Okay, let's... I was just going to say I can just stand here and tank this, but maybe I shouldn't just do that. Maybe the Delirium Weaver is actually capable of doing damage. Yeah, I like that there's a lot of mobs, though. It's giving me those power charges off the Loctonal. Is that how you pronounce it, by the way? Is it Loctonal? Loctonel? Loctenial? I don't know. All right, come on down, Weaver. There we go. Whoop! Lots of ball lightning. Lots of ball lightning. All right, down goes the Weaver. Nobody kills me when I'm level 21. Ha! Nobody. All right, we did not pick up a portal scroll, so we're gonna log. Arch Nemesis will be changed. Indeed. Everybody apparently is excited for that. I'm just excited that I missed it, based off of all y'all's reaction to it. It sounds like it was atrocious. Ooh, +1 to level of socketed melee gems. Oh yeah, suppressed spell stuff. What does that do? 50% of damage from suppressed hits and ailments. Okay. Yeah, so if something is suppressed, you just take 50% less damage from hits. And ailments. Okay, so it's adding suppression, I forget. It's like armor for spells, right? It's coming back to me, right? There's something about that. Steel Infused is extra fizz, take less fizz. Oh, okay. There is a level 28 or something Uber Elder kill with Stormbrand Corrupting Fever out there. Oh. So it can't be that bad? I mean, or it could just be that somebody's that good. Oh, I'm experiencing it right now. That's true. That's a good point. It's live right now. Is this better? 21 to 30? I feel like the attacks per second are much worse. Yeah, and the crit strike is much worse too. I feel like this is probably worse. Yeah. Maybe it's not though. Let's check real quick while we're in town. What do we got? 139. If I switch it out, it says 154. Really? That's hard to believe. It says 154 with this sword versus 139. Oh, it's because each hit is going to be higher. That could be why. Hello. The attack speed is going to be worse, though. All right, let's throw this over here. This is just going to be another one. This tab is destined to go to standard, and I'm never going to look at it again. But I'm pretending like when this character dies, it's going to be useful. That's what I'm doing. I'm pretending. So just pretend along with me, guys. That's a lot of resistances. But my resistances are pretty good right now. Yeah, 56, 50, 39. That's pretty good. If I put this on... If I put this on here... 61, 65, 44. That's really good. We're going to do that. I like having gooder resistancers. The burst resistance. Yeah, les resistance. Whew. I miss 98% Deli Ridge. Barely feel the 1 to 50%. Yeah, on ledge. Yeah, that's fair. That's it's got to be something to miss, something worthy of missing with all the monster density and all the drops and all the loot and all the excitement. I think I'm going to keep this one over here, so that way when this guy dies, I've got one. Let's make this at least magic, right? Yeah, baby! More strength. Okay, so that's more life. That's good. Throw this in our flaskers. Take this over. Blah, blah, blah. Ooh, vicious projectiles. Does that work? It does work with shattering steel. Do I want to do that? Supported skills deal more physical projectile attack damage. Yeah, or there's just melee physical damage, which is just more melee physical damage. But this isn't melee, right? It's not a melee skill. It's an attack physical projectile, but it's not melee. I think that's what I want, right? Cruelty support. Go with vicious projectiles, you say, Toby? Cruelty. Supported skills deal 15% more damage with hits. Cruelty has a base duration of 4 seconds. Hits from supported skills grant cruelty. What does cruelty do? Cruelty makes all skills supported by cruelty support deal up to 40% more damage over time. Oh. So I guess that'd be good if I was bleeding, right? Don't you have stash tab affinity? Not sure of the right word. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do for my bank stuff. I do for my bank stuff. For essence and for loot drops. For currency. But can I set this to be like a flask affinity? Can I do that? That would be new. Oh, you can! That's new! Guys, it's not all bad being gone for a year. That's cool. I can just set flasks to go here. And gems? Okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Good call, Phoenix. I did not know about that. It's logical. I'm still saying that's pretty cool. How do you pronounce these again? Loctonial. Loctonel. Loctonial. Loctonial. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. They're the conduit gloves. All right, let's level this up. I don't have a 4-link yet. But instead of maim, we could use vicious projectiles. We could go with 2 greens and a red. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for 2 greens and a red. Are you selling anything that's 2 greens and a red right now? No, 2 reds. I think I have a couple of chromes. How much is this selling for? Oh. 2 greens. 2 greens and a blue. There's a chrome. How many chromes do I have? I got 21 chromes. I could try and redo this. Let's try and hit 2. It's an armor base, though, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it's just a 3-link. It's not even... Never mind. Pay no attention to the delirious old man. Oh, look, we've got a 2 and a 3 right here. Although this is pretty good. It gives me a little bit of resistances, right? Pretty good. This is pretty good. That's pretty relative. Yeah, we'll just swap this off. Do I want to use my 1 elk? Let's do it. Hey, it gives me 2 resistances. There we go. All right, so let's throw this over here, this over here. Throw Vicious Proj. Throw Splitting Steel. And then do Maim is 12% more. That's just flat damage. That's just flat fizz. Which one's better? Alright, so let's see here. 204 versus 203. No difference. Alright, so we'll keep leveling them both up. Shattering steel. Wait. It's splitting steel is the one that we were using, right? Ah! All these steel skills. Splittering, shattering. Is one better for single target? Added within the last year, kind of new? Hey, that's the kind of new that I am new to right now. That's just where it's at. All right, so I can now click on this, and I can go 10% increased life and reduced recovery rate. Vitality has 100% increased mana reservation efficiency, so I guess that's what, 50% reduction of... I guess. There we go. Okay, so now we're up to 754 life. Make it. So we have a lot of life. That's good. A lot of life is good. Let's go see what this is like now. A lot of life. Almost 800 life in Act 2. It's kind of ridiculous. Some might even say paranoid. But that's what happens. Oh my goodness. Oh, I switched to this. There we go. I was like, why am I not actually walking? Oh, because I'm walking up and attacking things. Okay, I'm actually destroying some magic packs. They're actually taking damage. It's good. It's good. What about a rare? He's gargantuan. That gives him more damage, more life, more AoE, I think was the other thing we said. Ooh, a chain belt. Nothing else, though. Don't really care. All right, on to Crossroads. I think somebody was talking yesterday about Righteous Fire being pretty good, so I might do some Righteous Fire. If I do build a spelly guy, a spellcastery kind of guy, might do Righteous Fire. But seriously, how silly is that I'm playing a duelist? That the duelist is the one that's actually I'm doing well on, using skills that I'm complaining about. That's rather humorous to me. Of course, my witch, the first character coming back, just instantly blew up on. If any of you did not see the clip yesterday, there's a clip in the Discord. It's in the global chat of my first rip. As soon as I came back, Inquisitor is pretty strong with Righteous Fire, but you need 2 labs before you can use Righteous Fire. Oh my goodness, I doubt I'm gonna have a character survive solo self-found hardcore to make it to 2 labs. I doubt it. Maybe though, maybe. You know, it is Thanksgiving week. Maybe I'll have the time. Oh goodness, are you a unique? You're not a unique. You're just a thing. Oh, there's a shrine down here. Let's grab it. Oh, I'm shocked. Taking 15% extra damage. Yikes. It's amazing some of the things that my fingers are used to hitting and coming back and doing, and some of the things that they're not. Right? Like, I couldn't figure out how to access the microtransaction equipping site for a second yesterday, right? Like, it's so natural for me to just be hitting the number 3 on my keypad. So that way I'm running. Like, I'm having to remind myself to do it, but I'm saying, like, my fingers know right where to go. Whereas, like, pressing the 2 buttons to constantly be sending out the splitting steel and then recalling it, it's like, all right, what am I doing here? What's the proper protocol for these fingers? Which finger goes first? You haven't seen Siege of the Atlas Endgame yet. No, I have not. Not yet. Champion is the best ascendancy for anything on hardcore? Really? Okay. So what's good? What's good at the moment? What's good for champion? What's good that feels good to play? Right? What's good that feels good at the moment? Man, that spike, that looks like the Earth Shatter or whatever skill, right? When they redid the melee strikes, where he puts down a whole bunch of spokes. Does this shotgun, by the way, if I'm standing closer to him, does it do more damage? Or no? Should I be standing close? Can't really tell.
A pity your mind wasn't as swift as your blades, Brit Rat.
Spectral Helix Impale is pretty good, but only some people like it. Okay. All right, let's jump out of here. Let's jump over here. 62% of champions on PoE Ninja are running Lightning Strike. What? In what league? In what league? In the event? In the softcore event? The hardcore event? Oh, Chaos Resistance. But other than that, that's garbage. All right, let's get rid of some of the stuff that's garbage. That requires level 6. We should probably keep it. Anything else that's garbage in here? Requires level 4. That doesn't require any level. It's got life and resistance on it, and it's got cold resistance. That's going to be what I'm going to wear in Act 1 on another character. No movement speed. Requires level 9. Let's get rid of it. Oh my gosh, I'm getting used to things being bad again. Everything's bad. Just tell yourself, Iron, everything is bad. And then sell it.
What troubles you bring?
It's not a 3-link, so it's bad. Everything is bad, so sell it. There we go. Feels better. Alright, now that everything's been sold, because everything is bad, are there any waypoints that I'm missing? No, I need to come up here, right? Yeah. Oh, and I need to kill Alira. I need to kill Oak. Shattering Steel is a shotgun? Okay, I'm using Splitting. Okay. So I'm using the wrong one, but this is the one that we all said felt better anyway. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. My SC Champ had like 30 mil damage, and I went to 800 depth before selling my build. Oh. And what skill was that? What skill were you using? By the way, there's no way I'm going to ramp up my damage that high. Not even if I was to play softcore in a 1-week league. There's no way. No way, nada. Hey, what's up, Erm? Welcome, welcome. It is good to be back.
A place of soiled
And it is good to see you, so welcome.
tread carefully here.
The news is slowly traveling about that the Bald Man has returned. Many eons have passed since the Bald Man last died, playing video games, screeching at his computer. Oh, I'm frozen. I'm frozen. Am I dead? No. Okay. Everything else is good. Many eons have passed since the Bald Man last realized I'm frozen and I can't move, and now I might be dead. But now those eons have gone by us. His children have laughed at him. His friends have laughed at him. And he has returned now to laugh at himself. What do you think? Is that a decent movie trailer right there? The tagline is, children have laughed at him, his friends have laughed at him, and now he returns to laugh at himself. That's a pretty good line. I like that line. I'm gonna have to save that one. Oh, I gotta recharge. See, this is what I'm talking about. I run out of my ammo. But that's okay to run out of your ammo, right? No? Or does that truly nerf like most of your damage? To run out of your ammo. See, I don't want to be paying attention to the top left corner of the screen. It's just reminding me that I don't have a huge minion army up there right now. That's kind of a bummer. The top left portion of the screen is dedicated to auras and showing off how big your minion army is. Counting the number of skeletons and the number of zombies that you can have simultaneously summoned. That's what the top left portion of the screen of PoE should be about. How long before I start playing a summoner again, guys? How long? How long can I last? Probably not very long. That's what Mrs. Draconis said. Hey! Hey! Get your minds out of the gutter. Come on now. Family-friendly stream. My kids might be watching. Come on now. I do believe splitting benefits highly from chain support. Okay. So I need to get chain. Need to get some chain support. Waiting for 320. Yeah, that's what everybody's waiting for. I am excited to see what the game is like in 320. This hasn't been a slightly controversial opinion. I'm just coming back, and this is the nostalgia, and I'm still excited to be back playing PoE. This has not been bad. I'm enjoying and having fun. Yesterday, losing my first character on the Strand, that was kind of weird. I was like, okay, what? What? But I'm attributing that more to Delirium than I am to Arch Nemesis. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's misattribution. Maybe those of you who have played over the last year are like, no, Iron, trust me, that's what it's like all the time. Okay, it's good to know. Ammo equals damage, no ammo equals no damage. Okay, so I really do need to think of it that way. I really do just constantly have to have this up. Otherwise, I'm not doing anything. It's kind of a bummer. It's like Graves in League of Legends when they gave him a reloadable weapon. Splitting feels much better for mapping, but shattering does a lot more single target. Okay. Don't play Summoner unless you're rich these days? Well, guess what my plan is for Softcore League. We are rich, Saya. No, but it'll take us a while. It'll take us a while to get rich. Come on, you're really telling me that you can't just slap on zombies and skeletons and specters and go ham? I'm not saying like take down like the top end game bosses, but I'm saying you can't go map? Like you can't go map decently and effectively and progress your Atlas using a summoner right now? Like it's that bad? It can't be as bad as bows. No, you should. Seeing as how it was magic monsters that killed you, definitely Deli, not Arch Nemesis. See, thank you, Avesti. There you go. So that's how I feel at the moment. I feel like that's the event, not the core gameplay. Because that was a group of blue guys. I was like, wait, what's going on? These blue guys hurt, and also I do no damage to them. Whereas Arch Nemesis so far has been annoying because I just haven't known. Which, by the way, shout out to you, Avesti, for helping tell me what the things do, what the various tags do. But besides for being slightly annoying, I don't know. What are we in? We're in a 42% Delirium zone. I am shocked. No, I'm ignited. How am I not dead? So many things are going off. Oh, I know how I'm not dead. My entire skill tree and build is dedicated to resistances right now. If I didn't have Gold Rim, I'd probably be dead by now. Just sitting in all this spark? Yikes. Yeah, that probably would have killed me. Nobody kills me when I'm level 22. Nobody! Made it to 23, baby. Could not say that yesterday. Whoops. But will I make it to 24 is the question. I'm in a level 16 zone, guys. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't start. Maybe I should stop talking trash. I'm taking like 2 hours per act here. Guys, Path of Exile is an easy game. You just gotta take 2 hours per act and just, optimize everything and play super paranoid and, make sure that you screen clear everything and only take life nodes and make sure you get a gold rim to drop for you so that way you've got, resistances. Guys, PoE's easy. What are you guys complaining about? Oh, man. Oh, man. I have no room to talk. I've gotten lucky with drops already here in this little event. That's funny. Got no room to talk. You feel like 22? I feel like I'm 22 again. My goodness, I've got the whole world in front of me. Okay, where is he? Here he is.
I can't do this just yet.
Okay, let's come. I'm just gonna come do some double strikes on you. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Okay, is that actually worse? I feel like it's actually better. Is single link double strike actually better as a single target skill? Maybe it is. Yikes! Oh. Okay, so I can just stand in this damage. That's fine. Let's pick up some of this stuff. Let's pick up this stuff. Okay, I don't think I have to talk to her, right? And then we go back to town? Because it's in the repeat that we go to the other side of that, where we chase Piety. Okay. Nah, some minions are fine. I almost started Stone Golems, but Cold Convert Seismic is still way too OP. Spectres are fantastic to start with after they buffed the drop. of the staff in 319. Okay. Well, there you go. That feels good. If you want to progress past Uber Elder and Maven, you'll need the ability to get items like 50 Divination Minion helmets, Doriani's prototype, etc. Okay, what should we get here? Oh, this is where we get a banner. We get one of the banners that's really good, which... Oh, I guess this is the only one. Is this the one that gives me increased armor and evasion? And then you gain a stage. They have increased or reduced critical strike chance. This is the defensive one. Okay, yeah, this is the defensive banner. So do I want that? Flesh and stone, nearby enemies. Oh, but this is a stance. This is a stance, don't I? Do I? This is a guard skill. Okay, that's right. I'm remembering now. It's all coming back. Corrupting Fever draws out your own blood to power a buff for a duration, letting this skill inflict the corrupting blood debuff on enemies you hit, dealing physical damage over time. I don't think I've ever played Corrupting Fever. Will this kill me? Will this kill me in hardcore? Somehow I ended up with facing hasted Roas way too many times on my witch characters in Act 1. Yeah. And they just charge at you, you're stunned, and you're done. They just keep charging. Dope, dope, dope. Oh, there's Blood Rage. Is Blood Rage a bigger debuff than Corrupting Fever? I like that it doesn't show you how much the... what the Corrupting Fever buff does. That's kind of weird. Why doesn't it tell you what it actually does? Oh, because it's PoE, that's right. I gotta get used to obtuse language again. That's okay. Strength's damage bonus applies to projectile damage as well as melee. I feel like that would be decent. I have some strength, don't I? So every 5 strength is 1% melee physical. So what is that? 100 divided by 5 is 20. 120 is what? So 6. I have 6% increased melee physical damage. Did I do that right? No. 20. It's 20%. There we go. It's 24%, I think. 24%. Can't do math. I think that's 24%. So that would also increase to my projectiles, which right now, this is a projectile. CF is a one-time cost when you use it. If you play CF, the initial cost can get silly, like 12k life silly. Ugh. I don't want to die. Let's take Blood Rage. But Blood Rage's cost might actually be pretty high. But I'm running Vitality. Oh my gosh, I nailed it. Avesti did the math. 125 divided by 5 is 25, so 24% right now. I nailed the math, guys! Yeah, go tell the world. I can do math. It just takes me 10 minutes, but I can do it. If it's really simple, like basic subtraction, addition, division, or multiplication. Iron Will. Don't really care about that, but maybe this. Maybe Iron Grip. Crimson Dance? No. Where's the Impaler? Yeah, there we go. That's why you use the focus ability to make skills and abilities cost 0 while focused, so you can actually cast the ability. Oh, that sounds pretty clever. I just don't know how to build for damage at this point. Like, look at this. These used to be big old wheels. Like this, down here. This looks familiar to me. A wheel. Look, a wheel. A half wheel with damage. See, over here? A wheel. This looks familiar to me. Damage on a wheel. But then, like, what's this? What did they do over here? Increased damage with swords. 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 Yeah, these are swords over here. Melee strike chance. Impale. Frenzy charge generation. 200 accuracy. What is my accuracy to hit right now? Main hand. Oh, 91%. It's like 95% is what we used to aim for. Get it, guys? We used to aim. Get it? Oh, yeah, Guild Hideout. Do you guys remember that? Oh. Do you guys remember? We have a Guild Hideout now, guys. Where's my... How do I access my Guild Hideout? We haven't even done that. Why haven't I done that? How do I get to my Guild Hideout? How do I get to... Yeah, Guild Hideout. Oh, yeah, it's my hideout. Yeah, all right. I made everybody in the guild load into my my horrible custom hideout. Oh, man. Where did I put the guild? Oh, look at that. Listen to that music. The music is awesome. Here's Zana. Zana's a decoration now. Zana! Zana, come back to us and help us with the Atlas. And Navali. Navali, you're creepy little monkey guy. Come back. What is the purple? He's got like a little purple backpack. I never noticed that before. I'm sorry. I'm just noticing things for the first time after playing this game for several years and never paying attention to the graphics. Yeah, here are the guys up here. They're all whiny and cry because I put them up here on the roof and it's raining. All right, let's go down the ladder. Look, this guy. This guy's like, hey, I'm the bounce. Hey, stop walking by me. I'm the bounce. Hey, you got access? You got access to come in here? We got books. We got tables, we got scrolls, we got like some dead skin over here. Hey, watch out for the octopus legs. And the dead people. Watch out for the dead people. You know, they were dead. Where did I put, Oh, I remember where I put the guild stash. At one point I put it over here. Is it over here? No, it's not, but I remember I put it over here at one point. That's pretty cool. And I used to put the map device right here too. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just having fun. I'm just having some fun. Is it okay? Is that all right? Is that allowed? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to have any fun around here. I thought this was America. And then I kind of blocked off this area over here. It's like, yeah, you're not allowed in over here. This is the secret zone. Oh, man, I love this hideout. I need to make it my hideout again. I kicked Navali out of my hideout before the patch that removed her. Sorry you did that, man. All right, what am I actually doing here? Oh, I was looking at damage. See, I don't really want to commit to swords yet. Going down that sort of thing. This would be good, though. This is increased accuracy. So let's come down here. This will give me accuracy and crit. Dexterity's accuracy bonus instead grants +3 to accuracy per... Okay, what does it normally do now? Oh, it gives +1 to accuracy. Okay, so it's a little buff. It's a little buff. Alright, that's cool. Alright, so we did Chamber of Sins. What else do I gotta do? I gotta go kill Oak. Oh, I have not killed, what's-her-face? Alira. I did not kill Alira yet. Let's go kill Alira. Oh, man, then what am I gonna do with all these passive points? I know what I'm gonna do. Going to take over the world. No, I'm going to, I'm probably going to use them for accuracy, so that way I actually hit every time I shoot. Every time I shoot my splittering steels. Oh, where's Blood Rage as well? There we go. Okay, so Blood Rage does actually make me lose HP. You guys see that? I was actually losing HP with Blood Rage, so I need to be careful about that. Let's not go crazy here with Blood Rage. Got Vitality, but it's apparently not enough yet. Just want to be aware of that. Let's not accidentally kill myself here. I think Double Strike is actually... It does just as much damage, I think. And it's on a single link. Is that bad? Should I just be playing Double Strike? Is that what I should be doing? Could I be using Ancestral Call and just make the strike really big and duplicate? Can't I do that? Might not be as big. Might not be as good, I don't know.
It's hard to cast a spell with a blade in your throat, isn't it, witch?
Oh, look at that. My guy talks so much good trash. No deli in lab. Where's the challenge? I'll tell you where the challenge is. Don't play the game for a year and then come back and try lab. Hey, what's up, Spice? Welcome, welcome. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, we will have a very happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Hopefully you, if you're traveling, will stay safe as you go about life's byways and highways. Oh, not good. Strength and armor and stuff. That might be good. Why am I even checking helmets? There's no way I'm going to use a helmet. What about a claw? Ooh, a claw. I attack super fast. No, I'm not going to use it.
Return if you
All right, let's throw this stuff away. Throw that away. Okay, I basically have all of the quest items. Claws are great. What's the best claw skill right now? Bone Zone, play Bone Shatter.
Damn.
That might be challenging for me to play Bone Shatter. Isn't that another 2-button? Isn't Bone Shatter another 2-button build? Arch Nemesis on launch was a bit rough. Well, I'm hopeful that 320 will fix all of the problems and complaints. Is the new tune level 1 yet? The baby? Hope all is well there. Yes. So, quick family update. So, my oldest is now 11. My second oldest, so my oldest daughter is 11. Oldest son is 7. Second daughter is 4. And second son is 2. So, yeah. It's been a couple years. Probably the last time everybody was all together and we were all playing together a whole bunch. Either the new baby was just brand new, because then basically after new baby came along, boy, my schedule changed a whole lot. As I'm sure it has for all of you whenever you guys have new babies. Nightblade support plus elusive effect dagger mastery works together to give a billion crit multi, like 200. Lightning strike is the best claw skill. Okay. Lightning Strike and Cyclone. So I should just use Cyclone because it's the hit, right? It's the life gained on hit as well. That's really, really good. I remember using that to great effect, life gained on hit as a summoner. Like to just go in there and be a really beefy, tanky summoner and get life gained on hit. I forget which league that was, but that was really fun when that was something to be done. So if we come over here... Blight? Maybe it was Blight. Was Blight right before Metamorph? I think that was. I think that sounds about right. The timing on that sounds about right.
I can't do this just yet.
I can't do this just yet. Alright, let's go pay Oak a quick visit. I always take the wrong side to go to Oak. No matter what. Doesn't matter if I've been playing the game for years or not. Always pick the wrong side to find his entrance. Always.
You die rather well.
Kill Oak. And wasn't there Frost Bomb? Isn't that what people used to be using to make it so that way Oak wouldn't regen? Because that was a problem for a while too, right? Was Oak's regen was just sick? It was like out of this world regen. Maybe that's where he's at right now. Maybe I need to go get Frost Bomb. Yeah, there he goes. There he goes. He did regen a significant amount. Should I just come up here and do this? Yeah, I should just do this. Just double strike him to death. I'm double striking you. He's got the burrowing blade buff. What does that mean? Oh gosh. I don't know. But he did just gain a whole bunch of health. Now he's got endurance charges. Is he even taking damage? Oh my gosh. Is this Ruthless? Are we playing Ruthless mode right now? My damage is so bad. Guys, I'm level 23. This is Oak at 34% Delirious. Watch him heal up to 80% again. I'm gonna go nuts. Keep killing him. Get Oak. Get Oak. There we go, okay. Down goes Oak, and so we'll get, what, two... We'll get 2 passives. I'm sad my Chaos Dot Tricksters are not that good anymore. I loved ED Contagion. Yeah. Oh, Baron strength stacking stuff. Yeah. Yep. Yep, Baron strength stacking stuff. That's what I'm thinking of. And we had like a huge amount of hybrid ES. It was like you'd have like a 6,000 life pool and then like a 7,000 ES pool, and you could go mind over mana as well.
You say I am sure.
Like there were so many different things you could do.
Keep your wits about you. Hello.
Maybe it was Blight, maybe it wasn't. I don't remember. But it was fun. I do remember that. Oak's healing is just annoying in Delhi. They did add a cooldown onto his abilities. Okay. There was a funny bug with Oak as well, where he had no skin, made him look like a fully black character moving. Oh, interesting. Like almost like
Make
a ghost.
it fast.
Like kind of like Fairgraves, right? Fairgraves is kind of like
Travel
greeny and then black as well. It's a pretty cool looking effect. 150 to accuracy rating, increased global accuracy, and strike chance. Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, main chance to hit 100%. I like that. I like that. That's a lot better. Okay, so then what's the next thing we're gonna do?
I can't do this just yet.
Poison the tree and go through the ruins. And then we will have defeated Act 2. I feel like we're going much faster than yesterday. I feel like Act 1, bringing everything back, we definitely went slower. Oh my, speaking of going slower. Do I need a weapon upgrade again? I feel like I'm in Act 2 and I need to be on a 4-link. What's the deal with that? Sentinel. Does that give it more HP? I don't know. If I was playing softcore right now, I'd just be running through all of this. Just like, whatever. Whatever, don't really care. Just run through it all. A river runs through it, and so do I. But in hardcore, solo self-found. Oh my, those guys are going to hurt. Yeah, the big swing with the sword. Oh gosh. 4 chromatic orbs. Oh yeah, that's right. Stuff drops in packs now, right? Yeah. See, I like that. I said that the other day in a video, and a whole bunch of you disagreed with me. I would much rather have just stuff not drop so that way I don't pick it up. And then when I do stop to pick it up, it's because there's a bunch of it. It's worth stopping to pick it up. But some of you disagreed with me. You were like, no, Iron, you're never going to get anything to drop then. I can just remember back in the day when back in the day when you'd be farming something and stuff would just legitimately not drop for maybe for 50, 60, 70, 100 maps. Like you might have a loot filter that's just like that high that's like, yeah, sure, I'm getting maps and occasionally some little stuff, but basically the rest of anything that drops was just filtered out by your loot filter. I think I took a wrong turn. Yeah. Maybe go down this way. This gargantuan guy's just going to follow me the rest of the way. I want to leave Act 2 as well. Take me with you. Sorry, buddy. I'm on my way to Sarn. I hope. Yeah, I'm not doing any damage anymore. Nobody kills me when I'm level 23. Nobody! It's a good thing he doesn't have like an aura or anything that he's giving to these guys. Otherwise, I'd probably be dead by now. Alright, is this the way? This is the way. Do you know the way? Here we go. We found the way. Maybe I should be using a herald? Should I be using a herald, guys? Oh, a chaos orb. We are rich, sire. Rich, rich, rich.
I can't do this just yet.
Oh, another rare. He's going to take forever to kill. Just keep moving. This is interesting gameplay right here. Look at how much I'm interacting with this rare. I really interacted a lot with him. I really learned a lot of his mechanics. I took the time to read his stats. I'm sorry. Oh, man. That must have been so frustrating for the last year to play with, guys. Play with, what the heck is that? Why do I care? Why is it still chasing me? Why isn't it dead yet? Why don't I have my XP or my drops from killing it? You all have my sympathy. If just one monster chasing you for an entire map was what Arch Nemesis was like, you have my sympathy. I'm so glad I missed it all. Oh, man. Don't worry, nothing drops this league either. Yeah. That is the joke. Okay, so I don't want to take this yet, because I've got good accuracy. So now what do I want to take? Don't care about Warcry at the moment. That's two-handed physical melee. Ooh, +2 to all maximum elemental resistances. There's prismatic skin, I forgot about it. What should I do for damage, guys? Just generic sword stuff? Exerted attacks. Oh yeah, that's for the big extra hits. Dual wielding, two-handers. Oh, here's projectiles. Should we go down the projectile wheel? That feels like a trap. Look at how bad it is. It doesn't even have a little mastery logo. Two-handed bows. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. This is what it's like to play PoE without a POB. It's bad. Einhard's yelling at me. Let's go! Oh, man. Dude, let's go! Einhard's waiting. Monsters are there to be slain. But not by you, Exile. You do no damage. Too true, Einhard. I love Einhard. He's the best. He's the best. He probably the best made NPC in this game. Whoa, that hurt. What was that? It was actually doing damage to me. I don't know what it was. Something was actually whoa! Hey! That thing. Big slam. Okay. Big slam actually doing damage. That big slam. There it comes again. Big slam actually doing damage. Okay, I'm going to assume that that's just like a shadow of the... Nope, it's not a shadow. It's an actual guy himself. Okay. It's because he's a red beast, that's why. Am I bleeding and ignited? What is this? Fire exposure. Okay. Did they update that icon, or I've just never really paid attention to it before, I guess? Yikes.
I can't do this just yet.
Oh, an orb of regret. I actually am going to need one of those. Oh, this is a red monster. Yikes. Yikes. I like the mob density. Nobody kills me when I'm level 24. Nobody! Ha! Alright, let's... oh, I'm trapped into a corner. But they might kill me when I'm level 25. Alright, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. Drop this. Get him, decoy totem. Oh my gosh, I went to the dread thicket. I don't want to go to the dread thicket. Ugh. This is very engaging. As I'm just kiting things across the entire zone. Very engaging. Guys, I am level 25 in a level 21 zone. I don't know if monsters should have that much life. I don't know. Just gonna say. I don't know about that. Do you not have nets, Exile? Welcome, Chaos. Good joke. Good joke. Excellent pun. Do you not have nets, Exile? Oh, man. I think Fury Bolts might be the way to go. Projectiles, if we're doing this whole splitting steel thing. But I kind of want to swap over to something that feels better. Because this does not feel great. Does not feel good. Maybe I come and grab some attack speed and accuracy. That's two-handers. All right, let's I'm not near a waypoint. Let's get to the waypoint. Wait, is there a waypoint in the temple? I think there is. I think there's a waypoint in the temple somewhere. Maybe there isn't a waypoint in the temple. In which case, let's go defeat the Vol Oversoul, and then get to Sarn, and then we can take a look. We can look critically at PoE Ninja and see what kind of skills might be attractive for me in what we're playing, the class that we're playing. Certainly something that can impale, right? If we're going to play champion. Maybe we go with like a max block gladiator. Is that still a thing? Have they nerfed block again? Block doesn't actually block anything. What it does is it gives you a slight increased chance of evasion now. What? Is that what block does now? Ooh, an Orb of Alteration. We're going to go back to that. Oh, that's the big physical hit guy. He's got a little shadow there. Why did I go this way? Oh, I'm actually doing more damage to the unique guy than I am to the rares. That's kind of interesting. I guess that's to prove the point about how strong Arch Nemesis is. It's because it's an Arch Nemesis. I almost feel like that sort of stuff should be on the unique enemies, right? It should be the unique enemies that you bump into that you go, oh yeah, there's this boss and he's hard and he's difficult and it's a gear check, a stat check, a skill check, whatever. As opposed to just random stuff you bump into. But maybe that's more like a Dead Souls game, where it's like predictable about, yep, it's this boss and this is what he does and this is why it's difficult and that sort of thing. Let's go back here. Hey, what's up, spammy mailbot? Max block is not a build anymore. Doing a Quinn build, says Blitz. Yeah, basically, right? 0 damage. Look at my tree. Get life, get accuracy. Oh man. Rares are the new bosses. It sounds like it. All right, so we're at our next moment. We're at our next stopping point. So let's go grab PoE Ninja. PoE.Ninja. That's how long I haven't been on PoE Ninja, guys. I have not been on PoE Ninja for so long that it's not even on my web browser. In fact, I'm not even sure if this computer's ever been on PoE Ninja. Ugh. Okay, let's go over to builds. Let's look at builds here. Champion. It does look that way. Slayer is way down there. Gladiator is way down there. What are people playing that are gladiators? Oh, what am I looking in? League Calandra. What about Delirium Everywhere? Show me Delirium Everywhere. Is anybody running anything? In quiz. Oh, this is actually fairly balanced. That's actually fairly balanced. People play Bone Shatter on Slayer. I hope the new league brings back melee builds again. Are we back to the make melee builds great again debate? We were in the midst of that when I left. Bone Zone. Toby. Oh, that's what you're telling me, huh? The Bone Zone. Yeah, 1% of players are playing Bone Shatter. Bone Shatter. Wowee. Okay, let's look at Champion. What are people playing on Champion? People are playing Spectral Helix. More people are playing Spectral Helix than playing Bone Shatter. So just deal with it, okay? But then again, that's Delirium Everywhere. What is Calandra? What was the meta of this league? The meta of this league was Inquiz, Occultist, Ascendant. Yep, it's towards the end of the league, so that makes sense. They're not the bones. I can't even read your comments, Toby, without laughing. Oh, my. I feel sad for them. Yeah. Imagine being outside of that blessed zone. Says the guy playing Ignite Elementalist. Oh, there you go. That's way outside. Okay, so Champion is up here. What are people playing on Gladiator? Corrupting Fever, Tornado Shot. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was the bow build, during Scourge, right as I was leaving. Slayer is Cyclone and Shockwave. With a little bit of Flicker Strike. Flicker Strike. I could play Flicker Strike, guys. Okay, and then Champion is Lightning Strike. Okay. Oh, somebody's playing Smite. There's Smite in there. Lightning Strike. Really? That's really interesting. Lightning Strike. What's everybody grabbing? Ghost Dance, Acrobatics, Point Blank, and doing Lightning Strike. Let's just look at one of these guys. I'm just going to look at one. Okay, what's he's using Ma'uxtol's Machination. That's got to be from the Omnitech, right? Look at all that. Dude, it gives you all of those? Aren't those all the Aren't those all the corrupted keynotes? Is that what that is? Hey, that's your build? Oh, this is you, Toby? For Lightning Strike, you need a lot of gear. Okay, so all of these are the corrupted nodes. Those are pretty good. Okay, what is this chess piece? Yeah, not your character, but your build. Doriani's prototype. Deal no non-lightning damage. Armor also applies to lightning damage taken from hits. Nearby enemies have lightning resist equal to yours. Okay, all right. This is intriguing. This is intriguing. Okay, use Perseverance. Ooh, what is this? What is a Simplex Amulet? -1 prefix, -1 suffix. Implicit modifiers cannot be changed. 25% increase explicit modifier magnitudes. Wow. He's going for item rarity. Even if yours is negative 75% resistance or, you know, in the negative hundreds. Okay. So you stack armor to protect against lightning hits, and then you give yourself a bunch of negative lightning resist, right? Yeah, negative lightning resistance. Okay. No, that's not the way it works. I'm gonna have to go and read some build guides. Look at that lightning damage. My goodness. Okay, base jewels. Forbidden Flesh. Allocates headsman if you have the matching modifier on Forbidden Flame. Forbidden Flame. Okay, so you have headsman. Negative lightning resistance and convert all lightning resistance to fire chaos with Timeless Jewel and Shield. Oh. Okay. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to pick it up. Oh yeah, that's right. There's the thing that you can use. There's the new currency for flasks that used when charges reaches full. I forgot about that. 99% increased critical strike chance while affected by wrath. That's a lot of damage. Oh man, you know what I miss? I miss when these jewels came out. What were they called? Were they called Blight Jewels? I forget what league it was, but I miss when they first came out. And it was like, why even use the regular passive tree? Just use all these jewels. They're better than the regular passive tree. Oh, man. Not res, but lightning taken. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's interesting. That is an interesting build. That's what I'm going to say. That is an interesting build. And everybody's playing Lightning Strike that's doing champion. That's interesting. Well, so it looks like it's Corrupting Fever, Tornado Shot, Kinetic Blast Gladiator. Guys, what if I play Kinetic Blast? Have you seen the unique jewels that give you an extra ascendancy node? I mean, that's what I was just looking at, right? Those two on that were, if you have the two jewels, then they line up and they both give you headsman. My guide has like 5K views. Okay, awesome. Toby, I'm going to have to go back and watch your guide. So I guess that's why all the Mahuk boys play it. There you go. Well, good job. I'm very glad to hear that you're sharing your knowledge with the community and helping other players grow. That's awesome. That's a good thing. That's how we all learn. People use Kinetic Blast for magic find and map clear. Yeah, and see, that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to rush through the acts, right? Rush through the acts. It's going to take me 10 days to get to Act 5, but I'm just trying to rush through it. Are those really Kinetic Blast glads, or are they Corrupting Fever glads? Okay, let's check that out. Let's try it. So let's check Gladiator, Kinetic Blast. These are all of them. How many of them also use Corrupting Fever? 100%, Sulfurous. That is the answer. Hey, what's up, Andres? Toby promoting his videos for that extra exposure. Hey, man, exposure is welcome. I am all about helping people in G3 get exposure. If by some way you can get exposure by hanging out with me, that's fantastic. If it means more people in the community get to learn things and see cool things, I'm all about it. By the way, it has been a long time, Andrews. It is good to see you. So yes, to answer your question, yes, KB, it is Corrupting Fever. It is Corrupting Fever Gladiator. So there you go. All right, what about who's it? Okay, so Champion, Gladiator, and Slayer. These are all your Cyclone people? Oh no, I still had it selected on Kinetic Blast. Okay, so these people are playing Cyclone. So Cyclone is still playable. Like, people are still interacting with Cyclone. So let's go look. Take off Slayer. Let's go look. 9% of all players are a Shadow. Okay, why is that showing up? That's funny. Okay, so the champions are playing what? Spectral Helix? Not many people have a 5-link. Determination, Life Tap, faster attacks. Spectral Helix is 56%. Wow. So most people are playing Spectral Helix on champion. So what happened? Did you get sunstroke since you're back to making PoE content? Basically, you've summed it up perfectly. I got sunstroke and now I'm back to making PoE. There you go. I have been stroked by the sun. You know, you get touched by the sun, you get too close to the sun, what happens? All right, so Juggernaut, Champion, Gladiator, Spectral Helix. A lot of people are playing Spectral Helix. That's interesting. So what makes Spectral Helix so good to level? Why is that the favored choice for leveling? Spectral Helix is insane? Okay, well, tell me about it. Tell me about it. What makes it so that way it's so insane? I'm going to go back here and take a look at this. Let's find somebody that doesn't have that much life. There we go. Oh, he's using a two-handed weapon. Blood Rage, Poacher's Mark, Vicious Projectile, Spectral Helix, faster attacks. He doesn't even get the Silent Life Wheel. Okay, where did he go for damage? He didn't grab the accuracy. He came inside. Okay, so what is that? What's down here? Is that what that is? Yeah, it's 1-2. So he's grabbing Aura Effect. He's grabbing Increased Aura Effect and Soul of Steel. Hey, what's up, Blue Angel? Spectral Helix is mechanically strong with extra attack speed and can hit multiple times. It also bounces off terrain. Oh! Nutty flat damage and multiple hits. Well, why didn't you guys say that? No, you did. You have. Thank you. Why am I using Splitting Steel? Everybody's like, oh, Iron, you should go play Splitting Steel. It's so good. I'll play all the Steel skills. Steel skills are good. It's projectile and, you know. No. It's bad. Actually, I like the idea of coming over here and just getting increased aura effectiveness. And Soul of Steel as well. Getting more armor, getting increased resistances. That's pretty good. But I like this. I could come get precision that would deal with my accuracy issues. And that frees up a whole bunch of passive points as well. So I like that. Okay, so where do I get Spectral Helix? Is it just me or is the mic off? Oh, wait, it's me. Yeah, it's you. It's you. Hopefully sound's coming through. I was leveling with Cleave, was struggling with bosses. A friend of mine told me to go Spectral Helix and just grab the best physical weapon. Managed to get a 5-link mace with 400 DPS. Went all the way to like level 75. And that mace. Okay. I mean, I am in Act 2. It's a unique playstyle. It isn't for everybody. Isn't it? You have to stop every time you attack with it and you drop it. Right? Isn't that the way how it works? I thought that's the way how it works. Do I have it yet? I don't have it yet.
Stay true to you.
Let's drop all this awesome stuff off. Look at this. We're getting so much good stuff. Let me look it up here. Spectral Helix, PoE. It is... Oh, it is in Act 1. It is. Okay, let's go to Act 1. Well, that solves that mess. Hey, Iron, why don't you get the gem that's way better that does all the things you're asking to do? Oh, I don't know. Because I'm bald. Let's go get Spectral. Let's see what it does. Type in Helix. Okay. So we want Spectral Helix. We want faster attacks. Anything else that we want on here? Since it circles around you, you get overlapping hits. Okay. That makes sense. So I think we would want what? Faster attacks, Spectral Helix. What else? Let's go back to PoE Ninja. Let's look at that guy's links. Sorry, I'm not showing you what I'm looking at. Here we go. Now I am. All right, just what are your links? That's all I care about. Spectral Helix, faster attacks, vicious proj, impale, or chance to bleed. Chance to bleed adds flat, right? Yeah, it adds flat. Okay. Don't I have a chance to bleed in my gems?
We are blessed.
Am I not leveling that up? I am. All right, so ideally Spectral, chance to bleed. I don't think I have a faster attacks. Not yet.
Hello.
Faster attacks is Act 2 anyway. Right? Yeah, it's it's
Hello.
level 2. Or I'm sorry, Act 2. Life Tap is a great damage quality of life support. Is Life Tap the one that makes it cost life instead? Faster attacks? No, that's Culling Strike. Faster attacks. Okay, so that's the same colors as what we're using for Splitting Steel, so we can use that. Vicious projectiles, we still want to level up. Okay. So chance to bleed, Spectral Helix, faster attacks. Let's see what this does. 269 damage. Ha, get it, guys? 69. 269 damage. Okay. Let's see what this does. See what this feels like. Watch me go in and just die right away. But maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, it costs life and gives you a buff that provides you with more generic damage. Oh, that could be good then.
Can't do this just yet.
That could be very good. All right, let's try it. Okay, that's right. So I just drop it and it clears everything up. Oh my gosh, it actually killed things. Okay. All right, it's already better than the Steel Skills. It's already better. It's already better. It's already better. Already better. Because you can just stand here. You can just stand here and keep casting it. Yeah, it's already better. Oh my gosh, nobody kills me when I'm level 26. Nobody! Oh, I started talking trash. I was talking about now that I'm level 26 instead of 25. And it bounces off terrain. I see what you guys are saying. It bounces off the walls. Okay. All right, that's pretty cool. So I think I used this to speed level once, but I'd never noticed before that it bounces off terrain. I legitimately do not remember that. If I had ever noticed it, but I certainly notice it now. That's awesome. So that's almost like another shotgunning mechanic, because you can just stack a whole bunch of them into a corner and then they're just going to bounce a million times before they run out of duration, right? How does it interact with duration? That's another question. How does the skill interact with duration? Does it just make the blades... Would it make the blades swing slower? Just before our beloved Baldman, we'll never look at leveling the same. I mean, so that's sort of the way how it was with brands back in the day. It was like, oh man, you should level doing this and whatever not. And then you'd level with a brand and you were like, why the heck was I not just leveling with a brand all the time forever? But that's kind of the nature of any action RPG, right? Once you find something that fits your comfort zone, for me, it's Minions. You know, once you find that thing that fits your comfort zone, you kind of don't look back. It's tough for you to look back almost. It's like, well, this isn't as comfortable or as cool or as enjoyable or... Because, you know, don't let anybody tell you that video games are about anything other than having fun. That's what video games are about. If you are not having fun while you are playing a video game, that's when you're doing it wrong. I suppose the only time that you could argue otherwise is if you're legitimately a professional video gamer, and then it's not all about fun. Then it's about whatever your business or whatever. But they butchered our minions. It doesn't interact with duration. It interacts with projectile speed since it has a set number of rotations. Okay, interesting. So faster projectiles or slower projectiles? Slower projectiles probably make it hit harder, but you'd probably want faster projectiles so that way it bounces more times. But if it's got a set amount, never mind. See, I'm talking this out as we're going through. If it's got a set amount of bounces, then faster bounces just makes it like run out of its hits faster. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. If you have a boss that's not mobile, then you could just go up with slow projectiles and have it go back and forth, but it's never going to hit it. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, it feels much better, by the way. It feels way better than mashing 2 buttons. I'm not saying it feels good. I'm saying it's way better than mashing 2 buttons. Okay, aura effects. This is aura effects. Area of effect. They're both 12% area of effect. And then this is going to impact reservation. And then I can go get a banner, right? Yeah, then I can go get a banner. What is it called? War banner, right? Is it called War banner? Maybe that's Act 3. That gives a little bit of increased damage with the banner. I forget what it's called. But there's a good physical banner. Is it the Impale banner? I don't remember. Oh, I still don't have a movement skill. That's another thing I need to do. Still don't have a movement skill. I should have grabbed Leap Slam at some point. Here I am just walking around like a derp. Derp-dee-derp-dee-derp. Just walking around the Vol Pyramids here. Don't mind me, guys. Making my way down to Sarntown. Act 3. I'm going down. More projectiles equals more bounces. Okay, so that's why you want to use vicious projectiles. Right? So vicious projectiles, not GMP. Ooh, that was a Grand Mana Flask. I should pick that up. Right? You actually wouldn't want to go GMP at that point. Well, I guess those days are over now. Now that I'm no longer in college. Oh, there you go. So what's it like now for you, now that you're done? What does life have in store for you next? They butchered our minions. See, that's what people are saying, but I also... My witch died at level 1. At level 1 on the strand. So we'll see. I'll play around with some minions once we go softcore. If I play softcore for the upcoming league, which I'm leaning towards doing that. But if hard mode comes out this league, I might just go play hard mode. I legit might just go play hard mode and just be a hard mode guy. I don't know yet. I need to see what hard mode is actually going to be like. I might play hard mode and it's just no fun. But if I'm going to play PoE and it's going to be slow, I want to be slow because when all other things are being equal, right? Like when I feel like I'm at my peak and I'm enjoying the game and my knowledge of the game is caught up, if I'm going to play slow, it's because I want it to be difficult. Oh no! Level 84 died at position 19. I am not running a loot filter at the moment, injuries. I said yesterday and today I'm not going to run loot filters. I might update with Stupid Fat Hobbits and then Never Sinks later on tomorrow. I'm slowly reacclimating myself, refamiliarizing myself with all the greatness that is Path of Exile. Like yesterday, I couldn't even figure out how to get my MTX to go, so...
I can't do this just yet.
I actually had just updated my MTX on my Witch, and then I died. So, that's where I'm at. Ooh, that looks scary. Yeah, that's that ball lightning ability. Falling rocks. I don't have much armor. That's probably why I'm taking so much damage from physical hits. Oop, that looks like a slam. Is she gonna slam? No. No slam, okay. Ooh, what was that? That was a ground degen. Oh, that's Chaos. It's the Chaos Venom, guys. Okay. We're Gucci. We're Gucci. Okay, is this the slam? No. No slam yet. More falling rocks. Okay, is this the slam? Nope, no slam. More balls of lightning. See, this is fine. This is way like standing still and pushing a button. That is in terms of gameplay difficulty, way easier than the 2-button call, you know, setup. Do I need to use a portal gem? Yeah, let's do it. Let's portal out. Spectral throw is also a good skill now. Never thought I'd see the day. Are you going to do a video on Eldritch altars? Yes, there was. That's right. There was info. There was info on that. Yes, so we'll do a read through of that. In fact, let's do that. We'll do a live reading of it, and then I'll move it over to YouTube here tomorrow. We might get new news as well today, because there's a couple more pieces of info that they said they were going to release for us. So. Imagine if I actually had a good physical weapon right now. Alright, here comes the ball lightning. The ball lightning does no damage. Kind of like me. I like how fast this drains my mana. I should go grab a clarity. Ooh, that hurt. I actually took damage there for a second. Oh no, I had to move. Alright, he's dead. We did it! We defeated Act 2. Love it. Thanks for answering my question. First time watching your stream, but not first time watching your stuff. You'll recognize me as YouTube as Michael. Hey, Shoemaker! Nice, nice, nice. Well, welcome over here to Twitch, man. It's good to have you over here. Yeah, we oftentimes now's a good chance to talk about YouTube versus Twitch, at least the way how I do it. So oftentimes what I do when I release news info is I will just record it and upload it onto YouTube right away, because stuff that you do on Twitch, at least from back in the day when I was reading everything, you got to wait 24 hours before you can put something from Twitch up onto YouTube. I know not everybody follows that, but that's at least the letter reading of the policy. And so I try to follow that. I try to honor that whenever I'm interacting with a company on different stuff. So there used to be, and to my knowledge, there still is a 24-hour rule on stuff that's streamed on Twitch until it can go up on YouTube. So for instance, yesterday's stream on Twitch, its VOD will go up later on in a few hours onto YouTube. So oftentimes what I have to decide to do is, okay, do I just want to pull the stream and just go record something just so that way it just goes up onto YouTube right away? Or do I want to read something during a Twitch stream and then have it come up as a piece of news the next day? More often than not, what I prefer to do is I just do it as a reading and a reacting and then put it up on YouTube. And part of the reason for doing that, part of my logic for doing that is because so many players, nobody kills me when I'm level 26. Nobody. Part of the reason for doing that is because so many of the players who play this game for a living, they're already live streaming, 12, 16 hours a day, whatever. So any news that comes out that the casual average person who's not watching on Twitch, to get that news to that source for those folks, they're not going to be watching or getting that news from Twitch, right? They're going to be getting it from a search on YouTube or from a source that they know that they can trust on YouTube. And so whenever I first started doing that, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, well, it seems to me that just pumping out news on YouTube is actually helpful to the community. The community appreciates that, having it on YouTube as relatively as quickly as possible, as opposed to just on Twitch and then imported 24 hours later. Because 24 hours later in the video gaming world is a long time. Sometimes for news to get around, because news travels so fast in internet-based communities and digital-based communities. So that's part of my mentality of sometimes I'll do a reading on Twitch and then just move it over, but sometimes if it's genuine new news, I'll wait a day or two. Or sorry, rather than waiting a day or two, I'll pump it up onto YouTube right away as a reading. So hopefully that makes sense. Hey, what's up, Red? Welcome, welcome. I am only enduring 40 seconds of ads for this. That's fair. That's very fair. If I play this league, I will go for Power Charge on crit. Is that what that is? PCOC, right? Pathfinder again. Oh, no, wait. Poisonous Concoction. That's what that is. I've forgotten totally about that. I played Poisonous Concoction when it first came out. Yes. And that was really good and really fun. Okay, it's the best mapping skill I've ever used on a budget. And you know what? There's a budget Mage Blood you can use. You can get using that class. Yeah, it's called playing the class, right? Yeah. That's funny. That's funny, injuries. Yeah, for a second there, I was like, wait, Power Charge on crit, right? Wait, Poisonous Concoction. That is a name. I'm Gandalf. That is a name. Or no, not Gandalf. I'm Obi-Wan. Sorry. Wrong ancient mythical universe. That is a name I've not heard in a long while. All right, so here we go. So better reservation. I really do need to have a clarity. Having a clarity right now would be really helpful for the mana cost on this thing, because the mana cost is 9, but I'm using it a billion times. FYI, unless it gets nerfed, Inquisitor RF is a really good starter. That's what a lot of people have been saying. A lot of people have been pointing me towards RF Inquiz. You do know who used to love playing Righteous Fire, and I would play it. Basically, that was my... Before being a minion guy, or maybe it was in the midst of my becoming acquainted and frequently acquainted with minions, I would oftentimes play Righteous Fire Juggernaut. That was a favorite build of mine. You just stack a whole bunch of endurance charges, so that way there's no physical damage that you take, and you're just always overcapped on elemental resistances, even if curses come at you, and you just away you go. That was me. That was me for a time. Oh my, that's some damage there. Whatever that is some damage. What is that? Overcharged. What? Is he reflecting? Is he making me bleed? I think I'm standing in something. Is he shocking me? I don't see anything coming up in the top left. That's kind of spooky. We just went up to like Act 3 and there's some spooky things. Oh, I need to get rid of some of this junk. Do I? Yeah, I need to get rid of some of this junk. Bummer. Minions kind of got gutted. There's still a few decent builds, but it's rough. Gazi goes through why. Gazi's got to be losing his mind if minions are no good. Poor guy.
Bring me back some.
The reworked Jug is pretty good for Righteous Fire as well. Overcharged every 3 seconds adds 3 Fury, 3 Power, or Endurance charges for 9 seconds. Ooh. Maybe that's why he was hurting me so much. Find Tolman in the crematorium. Yeah, let's try and find it. Let's take a look around. He literally did lose his mind screaming, "I don't like this." Yeah. Like, to some extent, I feel very sympathetic. That's how I'll put it. Imagine for a second, I don't know what everybody in the G3 community does for a living, right? We all do different things for livings. But imagine for a moment if you're living, like for you, for your spouse, maybe you help out with your parents or your grandparents, for your children, maybe it's just you, right? That's totally fine as well. But imagine if your living is directly impacted at your work by decisions of others. Now, for many of you, you're going to say, well, that's just called work, Iron, right? Like, we all have bosses that we report to, etc. Okay, I get it. But now imagine your bosses make major changes to your, essentially to what you're doing on a daily basis and your enjoyment of it on a daily basis every 3 months or so. Right? That's what PoE players, or sorry, PoE streamers are essentially dealing with, right? Where every few months the game kind of resets. It doesn't kind of reset. It really resets in a lot of ways. And they've got to deal with that. And it's their It's their revenue stream. It's how they go to work. It's how they provide for themselves, their girlfriends, their significant others, their kids, their parents, their whatever. So that, I'm sympathetic to that. Like to how people can take it emotionally and show that emotion on a stream or on a YouTube video or like that just, it gets pretty real when you go, okay, well, this is so-and-so's means of providing a living, which by the way, we all ought to be sympathetic to the, you know, to the game makers. This is also their living as well, making this game that we all enjoy. This is their living as well. And they're the ones having to come up with creative content every 3 months to go, okay, what are we going to do? And if it bombs, again, they take a hit on that, you know, as a company and as potentially as individuals. So that's just something to, it's something that I try to keep in mind, like that I'm somewhat sympathetic towards. Gezi builds the most tankiest Ancestral Guardian, and it died not long after that. You can find his commentary about that on YouTube. Absolution Minions was pretty good for Minions, but a little janky. Okay, welcome back, Diz. Do you remember how annoying it was to get all 6 different labs and maps? Yeah, didn't they fix that, though? Didn't they? You can sacrifice a lab offering? Didn't I read that before I left? Weren't they going to make that change, or did they not make that change? Where it's like sacrifice... I thought that was, maybe I'm misremembering that was a community suggestion, but I thought they adopted it, where you put in an offering of the goddess with a map and you get it. They fixed it. You only need 1 now? Oh! Well, that's delightful. That is delightful then. Not even 1. Wow. Just find 1, huh? That's delightful. I need a better sword, by the way. You just need the offering piece? Wow, that's great. Well, I don't know if it's great. It's easier. It's a lot easier. I'll have to see what it's like, what it feels like. Okay, what's the best, highest hitting weapon at this point? It's probably going to be an axe, right? I don't have enough 28. Okay, I need to be level 28. Is it the hammer or is it the axe? These actually have chances to be 4-link, don't they? Or not quite. They do have chances for it. 2-handed axe, then a mace or a sword? Yeah, so I think the gilded axe. Because it's a 1.3 attack speed. This is 1.2. This is 1.4, but it's lower end. Okay, so let's buy this. And then how many fusings does that take? I've got 5 fusings to potentially make that a 4-link. You get an offering and you can go straight to the lab. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Don't I have... I thought I have a flat physical. Yeah, I've got one. So I've got a flat physical to add on. There we go. Oh boy. Oh, I should have used my armor. I should have used the weapon, blacksmith, whatever. The stones. Should have used the rolling stones beforehand. I should make this also a gem. I can do this for gems as well. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, so they've improved some of the quality of life. They've definitely improved some of the quality of life. You may have answered this earlier, but what are your thoughts on the Divine and Exalt switch? I haven't looked at the economy to see like what that has done. Like if it literally is just basically swapping out 1-to-1. Like, okay, so Exalts used to be this percentage of a ratio to Chaos, but now Divines are that exact same ratio. Then that's not that big of a difference. They've probably just adjusted drop rates, etc. Right? Ha! Nobody kills me when I'm level 27. Nobody! I think it feels weird. It definitely feels weird to me. Like, didn't one of you not mention this? That they also kind of changed the way how then Divines are acquired, right? You don't get Divines from turning in 6 links anymore. Right? So like you can't just farm the temple encounters and get a whole bunch of 6 links to drop that are corrupted. If you could, that'd be awesome. But didn't one of you tell me that? 6 links gives you 20 fusings now? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Andrews. So I thought one of you had told me that. So I think that's a little weird. It's a little awkward just because I'm not used to it. So definitely, like, again, I'm going to need to use updated loot filters and that sort of thing. I'm not going to be able to just be like, oh, yeah, I can use my loot filters from a year ago that don't have any unique items from the last year or any of the economy changes. Yeah, that's like, ooh, that was actually hurt. In some regards, that's just league standard, right? Every single league, you need to update your loot filter and be aware. Am I dead? Lightning storm. Crushing grasp. Yikes. I'm not dead. Am I dead? Lots of explosions there. Delirium. This is only 12% delirium. Jinkies. What did I get? I got a scroll of wisdom for all that. Yikes. Okay, this is the lab. Lab trial. Armor scrap. I'm at a spot where I'm actually picking these up. It's amazing. Feels good to be back playing crappy PoE with SSF. Not that PoE is crappy. I'm sorry. But playing poorly. Whoa, that hurt. Playing at such a level that I actually want to pick up like every single thing. That's fun. I'm not saying it's optimal. I'm not saying I'm going to keep doing it for 320. I'm saying today it's fun. Today it's fun to pick up things and to look and see. And to pretend. To pretend I don't have a loot filter and everything might be good. When in reality it's not. In reality there's no chance. I did drop a gold rim though while leveling, so. Uniques with high rolls became way more valuable. Oh, that makes sense.
I can't do this just yet.
So is there no access now to re-rolling values? Is that the way how it works now? Like you just can't re-roll?
That somber expression doesn't become those fetching pieces at all.
You can't re-roll unique rolls anymore? Is that... Oh, goodness. Am I hitting Piety at all? Yeah, I am. Okay. Whoop, she's hitting me. Okay, stand next to a corner or something. There we go. Okay, well, her ball lightning did nothing, so that's good.
Enough of this!
Enough of this! Poor Tolman. Dude, that guy has had a rough life. Think of how many times that guy has died. Ugh. 3-to-1 vendor recipe? Not exactly, it's just more expensive since divines are the price of exalts. Okay, so you can still use them. It's just... Most people do the 3-to-1 recipe if they're re-rolling unique now. 3-to-1 vendor recipe is the best bet now. Oh, interesting.
Watch yourself.
That's good to know.
I will. Goodbye.
Talk to Malmora for your reward. Is this Cyclone, level 28? No. Cyclone's level 32? 36? There's Grace. There's Hatred. There's Petrified Blood. When taking damage from hits, 40% of life loss below half-life is prevented. Then 99% of life loss prevented this way is lost over 4 seconds. Wow. Hey, there's Dread Banner. There we go. That's the Impale. Do I want to use Hatred? That sounds good to me. Use Hatred for 14% more cold damage. Or I could just use Pride. Where did that build go? Where did that build go? Here it is. What's his auras that he's running? Vitality, Herald of Ash, Determination, War Banner with MAME support. Okay. Herald of Ash. I guess so that way everything explodes? Is that why? Divines hit over 200C this league and slowly came down to about 150. Wow. That is crazy. Oh, the Eldritch Altars changes FAQ got released if you haven't checked it. Okay, good news. When I'm done streaming, then I'll go and I'll read it and put it up on YouTube. That's what I'll do. I'm surprised. This guy is not using... I guess because it's 25%, whereas determination is his 50% mana. That's why. He's using determination as his 50% aura. Grace could kind of be good. I might as well just go Pride
General
for more physical, since I don't have cold or anything. Okay, this is a 4-link. It is an armor plate, so it's going to be really tough to get. It's going to be really tough to get 3 greens on that, or even 2 greens. I got 2 greens. Okay, so now I can go. Where was it? Melee, physical, and then chance to bleed instead of vicious proj or faster attacks. Okay, now I can try this with the orb of fusing, see if we get a 4-link. And we do. We do. Okay, so I don't even have to worry about it. Don't even have to worry about it. That is pretty cool. All right, so... Oh, I don't have enough decks? Why don't I have enough decks? What was giving me decks? Okay. There's decks right here. Is there decks on my way to anything else? Is there anything else that I'd want to grab over here? I don't think so. Going up this way, going up the... There's decks over here, isn't there? Isn't there decks on one of these? No, it's just strength. 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 Well, phooey. Yeah, there's decks here. This is dexterity on the way to stuff over here, but I'm not going over this way. Is this dex? Okay, that's dex. So that's fine. We can go that way. That's fine. We can go that way. You always can go for the quality of life, purity elements. We could. So far, that hasn't mattered much. But I haven't also gone up to Act 3 where I, like, ascend the tower and I get frozen a million times on my way to Azaro. Not Azaro. On my way to Dominus and then die. So... You know, you're right. That hasn't happened yet. Okay, let's use a chance orb to try and make this rare. Look at that! It worked. All right, then let's use Spectral Helix in with chance to bleed, in with faster attacks, in with vicious projectiles. And then we're going to put in... what else in this other one? Is it main plus... Is it main plus pride or main plus dread banner? It's main plus war banner, right? Okay, there we go. Yeah, but it is main. It's main with the banner, right? That's the combo. Watch me die as soon as I do all my gear swaps. Watch me just die instantly. No, it's Clarissa. Clarissa is our gym person in Act 3. Period of Elements is probably the most powerful aura right now. Gives resistances plus all elemental immunity. Yeah, that was so strange to me that they made that change. Do not understand that change that they made. Is it Act 2 that I get the banner that I want? I think it is. I think War Banner is Act 2, right?
Bye.
Don't remember. It was so strange to me that they were like, yeah, let's make it so that way, you know, flasks aren't the way to easily mitigate elemental ailments. Okay, so then we had a league that, I forget what it was. Was it Scourge or was it the league right before Scourge? I forget. We just want to make it so that way you actually have to interact with these things. Oh, this is Defiance. Where's War Banner? Is War Banner not until Act 4? Is that where War Banner is? I forget. No, it's Act 1. Okay, I can buy it in Act 1. And then Act 3, Ciosa, but it's also Act 1. Okay. Greetings! Well, it's time to head to bed. Good luck on your adventure to make PoE great again. Hey, sleep well, Andres. Stay safe. Remember, life is hardcore. You only get one shot at it. I think a better change would be purity of elements gives immunity to all basic elements, but individual purities give elemental immunity to alternate ailments. That would be cool. That would give you a reason to actually go for the individual ones, yeah. All right, where's the War Banner? Here we go. War Banner, along with Maim. Shattering Steel, don't need. Steel Skin, we still do need. Need Decoy Totem. Need Vitality. Let's try it without Decoy Totem. Okay, I don't have room for Pride at the moment. Blood Rage, Double Strike. Don't need those. Can I try and re-roll the sockets? I can. I can re-roll it down to 1. Okay. What about boots? Did I drop any boots? I got some boots there. Those are blue and red base. Let's try that. There we go. There's a red base. Okay. This is why I die, by the way. Whenever I make changes in hardcore, this is why I die. Because I make all my changes at once. I don't test any of them. Then I go out to the most difficult area that I've been in. And I go, I wonder if this is going to work. Do all these changes feel good or no? And then I die. And I go, oh man, why did I die? That's a bummer. That's just the way how it goes. I'm not prescribing, I'm just describing what oftentimes happens for me. All right, so here's Pride, here's Vitality, here's War Banner. Okay, so we put all of our auras on our second buttons. Let's go here. Let's go here and let's just see what it feels like. Do we have this on? Do we have this on? Okay, so we have no mana now. All right, we basically have no mana. And can we cast? Yes, we can. All right, we can cast. It's kind of slow. It's kind of slow on the attack.
My spirit is spent.
My spirit is spent. Yeah, I need a clarity. I need a clarity, but I don't think I get clarity until what, Act 3? So I need another character to go get me clarity. All right, let's make another character. I haven't died. I haven't died. I have not died. Okay, get me clarity. Get me clarity. Iron. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna go get a clarity. That's all we're doing. We need to go get a clarity. No, I have not died. Oh well, I did die. Yes, yesterday I died. I have not died on my first character coming back. I died, and it was in Twilight Strand. It was to a magic mob. It was to a magic pack that I scared the crap out of me. I did no damage to it. I walked over one of the delirium bubbles, above my slightly balding whatever. And it just absolutely rocked me. Absolutely blew me up. So let's go get a clarity. And then once we get a clarity for our duelist guy, he'll be happy. All right, let's put this in. Keep walking. There we go. See, it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah! Yeah! Okay. Is the first character to enter cemetery. I'm so glad that they do these events now. That is, oh my gosh, that is a good thing. Why couldn't I move? Why couldn't I move? I just want to get a clarity. I just want to get a clarity. Oh, come on. Get me a clarity, Iron. I just want to get a clarity. That's all I want. That's all I want. I just want to grab a clarity. I'm Brutus, Hillock, Hailrake, Cirrus, Shaper, whatever your name is. I mean you no harm. I mean, I kind of do. Like, I am going to kill you. But, I mean it in a friendly way. All right, guys. Place your bets. How many times do I need to try and attempt this? Oh, before I can get myself a clarity. and mule myself a clarity. Oh man, it's all coming back to me. That's what I was just saying. Yeah, this is all fine. Everything's going fine. Oh, Chaos says 4 times. Okay. All right, 4 times, huh? Oh boy. I like that my other character like has not been frozen at all, and then as soon as I bump in, just instantly frozen, and then stun locked and dead. Oh, okay. As we're talking about elemental ailments too. Like, oh, isn't it good to be ailment immune? Yeah, it is. But you know, sometimes you can't do. Oh my gosh! Stop moving. Always attack without moving. There we go. I missed. Oh my gosh! This is why I don't play League of Legends. Skill shot champion's too hard. It's too hard. Okay. All right, kill Hillock. Don't let him hit you. Don't let him do the freeze thing. Look at that big freeze AoE. That is huge. Okay, don't let him. Oh gosh. Don't let him hit you. Just think about all of the awesome clarity that you're gonna get and give to your next character. Oh gosh. Okay, and now there's zombies. We've procced some zombies. He's got the gladiator buff. I have no idea what that is. But he's... Oh my gosh! Magic monsters. I'm dead. I am so dead. There's no way. There is no way. I just want a clarity. Get me a clarity. I just want a clarity. All right, we're up to number 3. Just use life tap. Lol. Oh man, okay. All right, here we go. Let's all right. We're getting really good at dying to Hillock. We're getting really good at that. Would it have actually been faster? I got a shield. Would it have actually been faster just to go and do the Siosa quest? That at this point, that is a legitimate question that is deserving of being asked. You know, that's investigative journalism 101. Iron, do you think at any point in time you made a mistake in switching from a character who was good to a character who has nothing, in order to get the character who is good a slight buff to give them something, instead of just not being greedy and not using that extra banner that reserves a little bit too much mana? No. No, I think this is worth it. This is worth it for me. It's a personal goal now. It's a feud that I have. And, you know, I just have to see it through. No matter how many times it takes. Guys, I farmed an Onigoroshi back in the day, okay? I don't know if you know that or not. I farmed back in the day when Onigoroshi first came out. I didn't just farm one of them either. I farmed several of them. Because it was very, very profitable. Very, very profitable. If I can do that, don't think that some stupid Hillock is... And a few setbacks, a few measly deaths are going to hold me back. What if they changed stash tabs so that way it's like, hey, for hardcore solo self-found, stash tabs are not shared between characters anymore. Like, what? Why didn't you guys tell me that? Oh, man. All right, so it only took me, what, 3 tries? 3 tries? Ha! In your face, Chaos. Yeah. In your face. All right, let's see here. Do we have... Is there... What level do I get clarity? Oh, my gosh. Do I need to actually play this character for a second? I think I do.
Goodbye.
Oh, what is it on?
When do I get clarity? Is it like level 8? Oh my gosh. 8? Oh my gosh, I need to play this character to level 8. Okay, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. I believe. I'm going to use Blight.
Farewell.
I know that seems counterintuitive. I'm going to use Blight and Zombies. We're going to go increase mana, increase spell damage. Clarity will be level 3. Too much mana. Oh, will it? Will the flat mana reduced reservation be too much? No! No! No, we're going to make this happen. It's going to happen, guys. We're going to make this happen. Look, see, I've got all this awesome leveling gear. Look at this. I've got a coral ring. I've got gloves that give me life. I've got physical damage. I've got life and fire resistance. Oh, this one's way better. Look at this. I've got a rare shield. Guys, we're in business, okay? We're in business. Have a witch still on hardcore, starting Strand with a couple, trying to get a full inventory of them for laughs. Oh, man. Oh, I could use these gloves too. I could, right? Because these don't have a level requirement? Yeah, they don't. Okay, so I'm going to lose some life. But, you know, look at this. We've got mana regen. I think we're not in business. I don't want to brag. But I think we're going to be okay. I think. Okay, we have Blight, right? Blight slows down enemies. Freezing Pulse was probably the way to go.
I know that stench.
I know that stench, just like my sisters upon the pyre. I've not played a witch. But that's okay. I love playing witch. Look at the blight. Look at the blight damage. Yes. I should have played Freezing Pulse. Yeah. Should have played Freezing Pulse. But it's okay. Blight's purple. We like purple. Mrs. Draconis' favorite color is purple. So, you know. Blight was her favorite league. Oh my gosh. Rares. Nope. 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 I'm going to Alt F4 if I have to. I'm just saying. If the stream goes down, you guys know what happens. Look at this. Look at this kiting. Look at this Pro 80 carry kiting. This is Double Lift from 2013. Wait, that might actually be pre-Double Lift. Look at that. Nobody kills me when I'm level 2. Nobody. Look at this. I'm just farming this up. Look at all the power charges I have that don't even apply to Blight because it doesn't hit. So good. I don't even think Arcane... Does Arcane Surge apply for Blight? I don't think it does it? I'm running a 2-link that's really a 1-link. Because it's a dot, right? I don't think it applies. Maybe I'm misremembering that. Look at how little damage I do to this guy. Stormweaver. The Executioner. Blight Freezy. That's his name, Blight Frenzy, I'm sorry. I was going to say, that's actually a pretty cool rapper name. Blight Freezy, it's off the easy. If you wanted a clarity. Ah! No, I'm just going to stand here and kill him. Yeah, no, you like standing here? I like standing here. There you go. I like doing that. I wanted to do that, okay? Nothing you can kill you now that you're level 2. See, Dave, you've got the right mentality there. All right, increased spell damage. Purple People Eater with 1 eye and 1 horn. It's a spell, so it should. Really? Does it though? Let's see. Oh no, it does. You're right. I just have to hold it down for 1,000,000 seconds. You're right. Because the mana cost is so low because it's a channeled skill. So each second while you're channeling it is super duper low. That's why. Here we go. But look, see, we can do some damage. It's not fantastic. You know, it's not screen clearing. I don't think I get to complain about Shattering Steel at the moment. But, you know. The damage is atrocious. Oh, man. Oh, I'm dead. Nope, not yet. Okay. Ha. Ha! And nobody makes me bleed my own blood. I feel like that's the tagline for a Corrupting Fever build, right? Oh, here's rares that are gargantuan. Okay. Oh, that hurts. Wow, they have got long reach. They are not worth fighting. My goodness. Not worth fighting at all. Oh, and they're going to follow me like awesome champs. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, just follow me, guys. That's totally fine. Ha! Nobody kills me when I'm level 3. Nobody! Oh, gosh. Maybe when I'm level 4. Oh, those are steel infused. Okay, so that's... Is that added physical damage? Is that what that is? Okay, wait for the hits. The hits are coming. There we go. This should give me some good exp. What if I died there? They're not even shocking me. It's just annoying. I don't even need to do Hail Rake, to be honest. I already have another movement speed class, so what am I even doing over here? I'm getting levels, that's right. That's what I'm doing. I'm farming safely. I don't even have a portal scroll, do I? I do not. Nobody needs portal scrolls. Nobody! Alright, so let's see. We are level 4. I dipped out for a call and you died? No, I have not officially died, Sulfurous. I am trying to mule myself a clarity. That's what I'm doing. I'm grabbing myself a clarity, just leveling up a witch. Yeah, I want a clarity for my other character. That's all. Even though potentially once I get this clarity, I might not be able to use it. Potentially. There's some possibility here. Oh, it is. If I did rip, we would all be telling jokes about it. Or rather, when I rip. I did die 3 times. I did die 3 times to Brutus. Trying to get to Lion Eye's Watch. Just died a couple times. That was fun. Ooh, yes, a critical strike shrine. Just what I need for my Blight build. Blight is so bad. It's so bad. Like, if you're GGG, here's a game design question, like, or a game sales question. Why would you want to show this off as an early skill? Just to teach people about a channeled skill? Is that its function? Is it because people don't... Like, here's the thing. Is it because if you use the logic, well, people don't know what speed is like yet, so we're trying to show them a slower, potential pace of play. Okay, that's fine, but most people come to play Path of Exile because they're watching somebody else play it or talk about it. So when people talk about Path of Exile... Oh, nobody kills me when I'm... Oh, never mind. I'm dead. Oh, we're done. We're done. Oh, where is it? We're done. We're going back over to the duelist. We're done. Nobody kills you when you're dead. Oh, that's a great quote, Legendary. Nobody kills me when I'm dead. Okay, so... Oh, I need a drink. Oh. So as I was trying to say, if anybody has seen Path of Exile, watched it being played, and said, okay, this is awesome, you're blowing up monsters, you're taking on high-end, big-time boss content, whatever, and then comes in and from level 1, they see Blight, and they're going, okay, this is a slower pace of play, and you need to ramp up to get to the speed. Maybe that's the only argument I can think of that would justify showing that particular skill that early. Like, is putting the obstacle in the player's way to go, nope, you need to learn the game, and so we're going to give you a slow, really bad skill early on to learn and appreciate a better skill later on. Oh, man. That's... Oh, man. All right, so it's time to go to Siosa. So what do I want to unequip then? Let's not lose 2 characters in the span of 10 minutes, shall we? I mean, I guess we could. Let's take off Pride. Let's take off Pride then. Yep, let's take off Pride. There we go. Oh no! Coldest Dot? Coldest Dosed? Coldest Dose died at position 31 on the ladder. Rest in peace. You know, speaking as somebody who just died at position, 1 billion on the ladder, it can be very emotional. It can be very emotional. It's pretty tough. It's pretty rough. Okay, so Spectral Helix should absolutely be awesome and bonkers insane in here, right? Because there's so many walls. I should just be able to throw it right here and... Whoa, that hurt. Oh, it's because it's hate bait. Nobody kills me when I'm level 28. Nobody! Alright, Large Mana Flask. Vicious Proj. Yeah, this by the way, good reminder that it's hardcore solo self-found. And the only thing that carried this character moving forward was, the gold rim dropping and over-leveling every zone. Over-leveling every zone multiple times. Yeah, I'm level 29 in a 28 zone. Yikes. Just pure passives put into life is what kept this character alive. That might be why. As a witch, you don't get that much life up there in the tree that early, so it's kind of tough. You can get energy shield, but good luck utilizing energy shield this early on against this kind of magic onslaught. Magic monsters and delirium monsters and delirium explosions. Yikes. Don't really care about those. We're using this for damage. All right, that's dead. I like the set it and forget it thing. I like that about the Helix. I know you guys were saying it's not for everybody. I agree with you. I can already hear some players screeching in my ear saying they don't enjoy the gameplay. But I like the just drop it and keep moving. And when there's a whole bunch of them, then you drop a whole bunch of them and then you keep moving. I like that. That's some pretty cool aspect of this ability. Can't believe that stupid character died. I just wanted a clarity. Should have played Trade League, Iron. You could have bought a clarity for like a transmute from some bot. Yeah, okay. Let's not. Let's not. I want the human player interaction of going to someone's hideout and talking about how cool their hideout is when I'm trading. That's what I want. I think probably the most in-game friends that I've made playing Path of Exile have actually been during playing hardcore trade leagues. Because when you're in hardcore, if you're a trader and you're actually taking the time to be, in your hideout trading, there's kind of this mental winning factor going on where you're like, hey, I'm winning because I haven't died. So you just kind of stay in your... You stay in your hideout and you do your trades and you talk to people and you're like, hey, what's your character? Hey, pretty cool. Yeah, things are going really well. I'm level 58. I really like my build. It's starting to come together. Oh, cool. I'm level 62 and, I'm hoping to make it to maps. And it's just kind of funny. Because, again, if you're softcore, it's like, get out of my way. You're slowing me down. But hardcore, it's like, yeah, we're both still alive. We've been playing the league for 3 weeks and this is our 20th character and, just having a good time. Hey, what's up, Cowsad? Welcome. Long time no see. Good to see you. I remember coming to the Toucan hideout. A group praising session ensued. That's where it's at, man. Gotta go to the Toucan. Alright, let's run across these. Get up here, pull the lever. You must pull the lever. Alright, let's pull this lever. Do we have enough speed to get across? We do. Finish the trials of ascendancy. You've just missed, Cowsad. I was trying to get a clarity for this character, and so I was muling it. Just gonna level up a witch and grab myself a clarity. Did not work. I am currently playing a hardcore soul self-found. Delirium everywhere. I'm playing the Delirium event. And boy, howdy. Died a couple of times trying to pull that clarity, so we're just saying screw it. We're just saying forget it. It's okay. We'll move on without it. Alright, so I could continue coming up this way. I could come over here and get more armor, which is what I think I'm going to do, because I don't have that much armor. I've got 52% fizz reduction. So let's go get some more. Let's go get some more armor. Some more flat armor. Some more good stuff. Alright, let's come here. How many times did you die before I came to watch? So yesterday I died on my first witch, coming back to the game for the first time in like 11 months. And then I died on the Twilight Strand. I ran over a Delirium patch and some magic monsters came up and killed me. It's clipped. It's on our Discord. You can go look at it. Are you running the Clarity Res node? What's the Clarity Res node? Are you talking about Clarity Reservation? I'm using my aura effect stuff, but I don't have Clarity yet. It's kind of the fun thing. The fun thing. Imagine getting all your passive skills for skills you're not using yet. It's fun. So that was yesterday. Yesterday was my first death. And then today, I died several times on that mule, trying to get that witch character to be able to buy me a Clarity. So that's been fun. But this duelist is level 29, and I am just taking it slow. I am not running past things. I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to level in a speedy motion. I am having a good time chatting with everybody, hanging out, catching up on all the PoE stuff. So the things, it sounds like major things that everybody has said is like, hey, Divines and Exalts have kind of flipped in their market evaluation and their value. Trying to think, what are the other big things? Uniques, it's tougher to get good rolls now, you guys have all said. Arch Nemesis is a pain in the butt. Hey, somebody bring me up to speed on all this drama. People have said there's been some drama about grinding gear games and communication. Like, I'm going to need, somebody's going to need to give me the lowdown on that. What's been the lowdown on somebody said it's been disastrous PR over the last year. Like, what's going on with that? Like, my frustrations with GGG over the last couple years, cannot rival whatever you guys have experienced apparently over the last year. Is from what it sounds like. Like, people have said, nope, it's been worse than ever before. So I'm going, oh, okay. What does that mean? Didn't join earlier because I thought you would be forced to 1080 today as well, using data at the moment. Oh. I'm ready for all the League Starter videos to come out in anticipation. Kind of want to do Berserker after not playing it in ages. Well, Berserker, huh? I will most likely do some League Starter recommendations, but I may do something different. So before I left last time, one of the things that I'd wanted to do was do some different League Starter suggestions than in terms of the format from what I had done before. And so now that I'm coming back, it might be a good time to test some of that stuff and be like, hey, let's see what you guys think. Whoa, hey now, you guys hurt. Chaos Weaver? Oh, so that's chaos damage, okay. That's why it's hurting so much. So now might be a good time to test some of that stuff. So I will most likely do that. I will most likely test some things. Ooh, that Ignite. Nobody kills me when I'm level 29. Ha! Nobody!
A little tight around the collar.
All right. So I think generally my format before for recommending League Starters was basically to find, I don't know, 5 to 20, anywhere in there, 5 to 20 different recommended League Starters, and then narrow it down from those 5 to 20 to either 1 to 2 recommended, and then really highlight those and then just quickly reference the others. Or I would quickly reference a whole bunch of them and not put 1 or 2 at the top and just say, hey, this is what I'm thinking of playing. Those are kind of the two mechanisms or two methods that I used before for talking about it. But I'm thinking about doing something different this time. Oh, they changed magic finds and quant. That's true. That was a big change. So MP and everyone raged at GGG for something that didn't affect them. Oh, okay. So that's where the drama's at, huh? Does that impact my armor at all? Not really. It just feels worse the longer time you played because you have more reference points. Yeah. Currently, I'm worried about the mods still being frustrating during the axe for next league. That's fair. Sulfurous, welcome, welcome. Thank you for giving me a nice summary here. Welcome back from your call. So ultimately, it comes down to GGG making large changes to the game that players don't enjoy or perceive as nerfs, and not being entirely candid about why the changes are happening. See, I read something, somebody said, I forget where, somebody said that there were major undocumented changes that occurred. that we were not told about in patch notes. And GGG has done that in the past. That's something that's somewhat consistent with their nature. It's not something that we as players like, but that is something that sometimes happens, where a big change goes through and we're not necessarily told about it, and we as players just figure it out. Which sometimes I hesitate to say anybody's trying to be deceitful or deceptive, or trying to hide that information from us. Because sometimes GGG intentionally doesn't tell us information because they're like, hey, we want you to discover things in games. We don't want just everything just to be like spreadsheets over the weekend of a starting league and everybody's figured everything out pre-league launch, just because of patch notes. We want people to actually get in and play the game and figure it out. So GGG clearly has a plan and a roadmap for changes in mind, but they won't communicate that. So we can only view these changes in a vacuum. Okay, that's fair. It's triggering seeing amulets and rings not get picked up. I'm sorry. Yeah, tomorrow I will probably... Today I was adding on to the stream and making sure that all of our notifications were working properly. That was today's goal. Yesterday's goal was just to stream and see how the internet and how the computer handled everything. Today's goal was get the notifications going again for follows and subscribes and all that stuff. And so tomorrow might be like, hey, fixing in-game PoE stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm actually taking damage here. Uh-oh, this could be bad. Decoy totem. Oh, no worries. He's just, what's it called? What's it called when you explode all the charges? What's that skill? Discharge. There we go. I haven't used that in a while. I have not played with Discharge in a while. Summon skeletons. Well, they're already dead. Oh, here's a rare. Here's a juice tip rare. Oh boy, he hurts. Let's do some damage to him. Okay, we got Pride, so that's good. Leveling up. We've got Vitality, which we're going to keep leveling up.
I believe in traveling light.
I believe in traveling light. Yeah, so does your mom. Oh, sorry. Shouldn't have said that. All right, let's go pick up some more of these statues. Is Act 3 my favorite act? It might be. I actually used to hate the sewers. Now, after not playing them for a while, they're kind of comforting to come back to. You're like, oh, look, the sewers. Anything that we can drop? Sure, let's drop that. These changes are all awful so far. I don't know why you'd come back after 3.18 and seeing what's coming. Just because part of the reason why I've come back is because I haven't kept up with everything. Last time I played was Scourge, which was 3.15 or 3.16. That was the last time I built a character for a league. So it really has been about like 12 months, 11 months for me since I've played. So I really that's partly why I'm like, hey guys, bring me up to speed. So really don't have much of a handle on what the game has been like. But I do like Delirium. So I figured, well, let's come back and give the Delirium event a try. See what the stream is like on Delirium. See how my internet and my computer handles it. Oh, that's a unique. Cool. Okay, so I should be bringing these guys into the corner and then letting my blades bounce a million times on them, right? Whoa, that hurt.
I believe in traveling light.
Yeah, I do too. What are these guys? There we go. Alright, I should probably pop a portal scroll, eh? There we go. What about jewel changes? Oh yeah, there have been jewel changes, right? Been some jewel changes that you guys have told me about? People have mentioned jewel changes. Anything that I want to check here? Ooh, that's kind of got a lot. Triple resistances and extra armor? That's pretty good. That's pretty bad. Two-handed axe. Is this one better than this one? I think this is one that has better attacks, right? Whoa! 68% increased physical damage. That's a lot bigger. It's all the wrong colors. I don't have any... Oh, man, I don't have any... I have one jeweler. One jeweler orb. Where's my div card tab? Div card tab. Show owned. There we go. Divination cards. There we go. Oh, that is a greater life last. There we go. Okay, passives. Let's sell.
Bring me back something nicer.
I think a lot of the issues was wrapping all drops in a loot goblin. That, along with the league mechanic, not worth running, as in the drops were horrible, didn't help. Ink says it was fine in League when you could build your designer monster for the drops you wanted, but when you could no longer do that, it was terrible. For quite a few people, the League didn't offer much than what was played in the last few leagues. I know Blasting lasted exactly 3 days because he didn't see anything worth playing. Yeah, that's a problem. Like, there comes a time where you might just go, you know, not worth it. And so as a player base, you know, what can you do? You can just say, hey, this isn't really worth it for me at the moment. All right, so let's move this here. And then, 600 plus armor while affected by a guard skill. That's a lot. That's a lot. Reservation efficiency. Yeah, let's do that. That should give me some more mana. Arch Nemesis was like 10% of the problems with the game. Even if the mechanic was good, people would have quit. You know.
I can't do this just yet.
Yeah, I in some regard, I wish I had played so that way I could make comments. It just, from everybody's comments, it just sounds like it's awful. Like, I don't want to... What don't I want to do here? Well, I don't want to die. That's one thing. Another thing is, I do not want to make a comment and say, hey, here's my opinion on this, when I genuinely am not informed. Like, I can sympathize with you all and say, hey, that sounds like some of the things that have frustrated me in the past. Or I can, you know, relate it a little bit to my experiences, but I really... If I'm not commenting a lot right now, agreeing with y'all, it's because I don't feel like I really can in any kind of authentic way. Like, I'm not trying to defend and say, oh, it wasn't that bad, get over it. I'm just saying, I don't know. Ha! Nobody kills me when I'm level 30. Nobody. I don't know what that's... I don't know what that feels like in this particular situation with Arch Nemesis and with all the things going on with the game. So I will get a better sense for it over the next, you know, league as I get updated. And as I play and as I experience the league now and what PoE is like now a year later. My general sense was basically from a lot of players in guild. I don't know why I'm fighting Marcus right now, but I am. My general sense from a lot of players in guild was that 2020 for a lot of people, in the midst of lockdowns and for a lot of different reasons, 2020 was kind of the peak for some players for Path of Exile. For others, it was the start of the decline. A lot of players really liked Heist, believe it or not. Some players did not, but a lot of players really enjoyed that. And so for them, Heist was kind of the peak. A lot of players really hated Cirrus when Cirrus came out. And so for some players, like Cirrus being in the game was basically the beginning of the continued ongoing degradation of the game. I don't know. So it's nothing new for players to be upset with grinding gear games or to have a strong opinion one way or the other about the direction of the game or where it's headed or what's worth playing. Again, it doesn't shock GGG, and nobody should take offense at saying, you know, the game gets its highest player count total once every 3 months for 3 days. So when you, and maybe this is a discussion topic, maybe I need to do a discussion video on this, but when you're working on a product that your customers really only want for 12 days. And you might say, oh, well, Iron, we want the game for much more than that. Okay, you and I do. We play the game for much more than 12 days. But guess what? The stats are that the vast majority of players only play the highest peaks, not just of concurrent players, but of ongoing players, is for opening weekends of different leagues. And there's only 4 of those leagues every single year. And so 3 times 4 is 12. So when you look at 12 days, again, I'm being a little bit, I don't know how to say it. I'm being a little bit reductionistic here. But if 12 days is what you got to really show people, hey, here's our product and here's what's awesome about it, that can be pretty tough to really show your best. And a lot of players won't push into end game content, right? So you got some players that are like, hey, we want to see your best, but we're not willing to go past, Act 3 for the 10th time. Okay, so you got a lot of players who come back for a league, but they only experience the league inside the campaign. They don't make it to maps, so they never experience a lot of the content that Grinding Gear Games has poured their time and their efforts into, which, by the way, that should actually affirm the rest of us as players who do get to that content. Like, we should feel affirmed that GGG does make content specifically for us who play the game on a regular basis, on a more regular basis than just once every, 3 months or so. Because there's a ton of content that gets put into this game that the average player does not go into. The average player never sees. And that's just game design in general. The average player doesn't see most of the content. I think the stats are, I forget where the study was from, but I think the stats are that 80% of game design time and level design time and character design time go into the first 20% of the game. I think it's 80% of development time goes into the first 20% of the game. And then the last 80% of the game is essentially 20% development time. It's sometimes why, especially story-driven and narrative-driven games, it's why once you beat the first couple bosses, everything just kind of feels repetitive and like you're just doing the same thing over and over. I'm not saying PoE is the same way. PoE is different because it's an ongoing game with a lot of content that continually comes out. But I'm just saying those are some of the game design things going on. Hopefully some of that makes sense to some of you. Maybe not to any of you. I'm going to die here. I am surrounded. There's a decoy totem. There's a lot of effects going on. I am shocked that did not kill me. It's a good thing I've put all of my passive points into life. Alright, come here, you gargantuan beast. The game changed a ton after you left. Maybe you were the cause. You come back and maybe they'll fix it. Oh, Ink, that's very kind. My ego isn't nearly big enough, though, to carry that task. My apologies. There's if it's all on me, I'm sorry. The game is doomed. That's just the way how it goes. I am finite. Over the last couple years, the more kids Mrs. Draconis and I have, the more I embrace my finiteness and my limits. The more I say, nope, can't do that. Yep, can do that. Nope, definitely can't make that happen. Ooh, sure, maybe I could make that happen if I had the right resources, the right help, the right staff, the right this. So definitely becoming a bit more judicious and picky in my age about what I can do and what I cannot do. What I can accomplish and what I can't. Will say the memories they add are so good. They added memory drops. What are memory drops? Where they added content that was readily profitable. What is a memory drop? What the heck is that? Somebody's got to bring me up to speed on that. It's still PoE. I still farmed like 3 mirrors until I quit, but I was bored after a month. Yeah, if remember, if you're not having fun, go do something that you are having fun. This is your video game time. Like, this isn't... this isn't your boss is asking you to do this. Your parents or families are asking you to do that. Oh, you have this obligation or that obligation. This is your video game time, so have fun with it. That's about my experience. Heist was okay, but also the league I progressed the furthest. Yeah, I think Heist was big for a lot of players. And that might not be Heist. That might not just be Heist itself. That might be that Heist was the perfect culmination of a lot of players learning about PoE all at the same time. That's possible. Because PoE is such a layered game with so many layers of content and layers of progress, with so many different layers of progress. Like, it's completely possible that just a lot of people figured out or made it to their highest point with Heist. And they were longtime players before that. That's possible as well. Was this the direction I was supposed to go? I think it was. I'm over here talking game design too much. I'm just trying to full clear this entire map, guys, because it's really good. It makes logical sense, and it's really good for your build. I guess this is... Well, that's increased attack speed. Yeah, we're going to swap that out. I don't know how you can manage having so many kids. I only have one and feel my sanity slipping. Well, see, that's the thing. Once you've lost your mind, you don't feel the sanity slipping anymore, right? So you essentially what you want to do is you want to get to the point where you've completely lost your mind as quickly as possible, so that way you stop feeling like you're losing your mind. So that's what Mrs. Draconis and I've done. 4 kids. We got a house. We have no pets anymore. I'm not sure if I shared that with you guys. I thought I did. But yeah, my dog, our longtime dog, he passed away 2021, shortly after we moved to our new home. So he lived a long, good, healthy life. And it was time for him to move on. So yeah, 4 kids, 4 healthy living kids. So we've got. Love each and every one of them. They've all got their own things that they do. Their own friends, their own activities. My son, my oldest son, he enjoys Age of Empires 2, and he enjoys Fall Guys a whole bunch. So that was a question that was asked yesterday. What games have I been playing? I do play a little bit of Age of Empires with my son, but that's not. I don't view that as my gaming time. I view that as spending time with my son. So he enjoys playing Age of Empires 2, and we're working on We're working on some different build orders for him. Grasping the idea, nobody kills me when I'm level 31. Nobody. We're working on the concept of build orders, and he's only 7. And so for him to be playing an RTS and comprehending that there's logical steps to things, and you need to do this, and then that, and then this, and then that, it's kind of a new thing for him. So, but he's enjoying it. Okay. So, where is we headed next? We're headed up here. Yeah, we'll go get Warrior's Blood and then maybe Heart of the Warrior. Because that's more life. Because that's what you need. That's all you need. When you've got Spectral Helix, you can just stand and take oodles of damage. And just spam this thing. Ooh, am I going to die? Because I'm talking crap? No. Okay, thankfully. I think I do need some more armor as well. Maybe that 600 flat armor while I've got a steel skill or a guard skill up. Maybe that would be good. Oh, maybe a movement skill. Maybe I should get Leap Slam. What do you guys think? I'm only in Act 3. I want clarity so bad. I want to stop having to use mana flasks. Alright, is this the right way? It's a drop. Memories. Okay, it's a drop where you drop 1 map in a chain. That allows you to do 4 or 5 maps in 1 drop, as in it could prioritize Juiced Harvest, Juiced Essences, Juiced Alvas. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I was going to say memories. That almost sounds like synthesis language. So you're telling me synthesis kind of came back? Heist was the best league. And I didn't heist. X were so cheap, and the base game was still good. Yeah. I imagine being a dog in a middle-class family has to be one of the higher karma rebirth options out there. I like the one that turns you into a harbinger. There you go. All right. I need to go this way. This is why I wanted to mule a clarity. Constantly having to mash my mana. But you know what? Spectral Helix still feels better. I would still rather... If the 2 buttons that I'm mashing are my mana plus Spectral Helix, that feels better to me than not having to mash mana, but not killing things with whatever, shattering or splintering steel or... Ooh, what are those? Uh-oh. Those guys are all going to kill me. Are those worm scales? Slither Pinch. You get physical attack damage leached as life and mana. That might actually be better than... It's slower attack speed. But that might actually be better. Let's try that. Let's give it a shot. Oh my. Enemies killed with attack or spell hits explode, dealing 10% of their life as fire damage. Is Cacholi, is this actually what I'm going to use now? No, because it's not a 4-link. We've already talked about this. Okay. But the damage on that would probably be pretty good. Calandra was a synthesis redo? Oh, really? Was that synthesis 2.0 and I missed it? Now, Diz, you recognize I can't believe anything you say just because you're probably pulling my leg. Did I miss them bringing back my beloved synthesis? No, because I thought people were complaining also about crafting options being removed. Synthesis gave us more crafting options. It didn't remove stuff. The Forbidden League. The Synthesis League. Yeah, don't use the forbidden word. I'm going to start bemoaning the fact that we haven't had the sequel. Oh, man. If Arch Nemesis was a sequel, that'd be amazing. Not the crafting part? Oh, just the... Okay, so just the alternative mapping endgame system part. Minus 400 lightning resistance was fun, though. Wasn't that just Harvest getting bonked for the X time? Yeah, I don't know.
Not a cockroach.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody likes that I bring up. But I don't know how else to say it. Harvest was a mistake. Harvest was not a good thing. Okay, is it faster to get there from here? Probably not. Probably the marketplace is probably faster. I mean, maybe. Somebody's got to prove to me how Harvest was not a mistake to bring into the game. It introduced such a high power level that players all went, hey, here's the power level that we expect. And then how the heck was GGG ever to replace that? When they're like, oh no, we need to reset everything. We need to go back. Okay, the reason why you need to go back is because you increase the power level of players normally by 1 or 2 factors or whatever unit of measurement you want to use. If it's 1 or 2, usually per league, and then Harvest comes out and it's like, nah, how about if we increase player power level through crafting by 10? It's like, what? Like, not even Synthesis. Not even Synthesis at its height of its powers were as bonkers as what you could do for crafting at the top end compared to Synthesis on release. Harvest should be one and done league for fun, for once, but not to keep. I mean, I'm not opposed to them keeping it. I'm opposed to the power level that it got released at. And I don't remember all the drama. I'd love to interview, somebody from Grinding Gear Games and ask all sorts of questions about it to say, okay, what, less from player PR representative side, but more from game design business side. Like, what were you guys going through at the time as a business that made you say, yep, this is going to be good for the game? Like, and what did you learn from that? Not to tear Grinding Gear Games apart and say, oh, you made all these bad decisions and I disagree with them or whatever. I might disagree with those decisions, but we all have the benefit of hindsight now. And so hearing from the company itself, okay, what did you guys learn?
I can't do this just yet.
And what was it going through your minds at that point in time that led you to the decision to release Harvest in the version that it was released as? I think that could be helpful, at least to me as a player. I don't know to anybody else. Maybe nobody else would care, but I think at least to me. Inksmart, you keep bringing up Synthesis. People keep bringing up Synthesis. I'm gonna keep talking about how awesome it was. It was a fantastic league. It was the league where if you were a player who didn't know anything about crafting and you were like, hey, what do I need to do to begin becoming cool at crafting and begin getting better at crafting, you could be like, hey, go farm for these set of rares. And, you know, if you don't want to craft them yourself, that's okay. There's enough other players who will be crafting something else. Chances are they might be looking for it. I thought in a lot of ways, maybe I'm just rose-colored tinted glasses, but I thought in a lot of ways Synthesis made rares great again. And that has been a problem ever since Synthesis of like, hey, we want to make rares great again. And Harvest was an attempt at that. And then it was just so good. It was like, oh my gosh. You know, why would you ever use a unique when you can craft this amazingly bonkers to the walls 3 ascendancy built into 2 different rare items build? So, well, yeah, why would you do anything else but that? That's amazing. Whoop. Storm Herald. I assume this guy casts a lot of calls lightning or whatever. I assume that's what that is. I can only assume that because he's doing it a million times all over my screen. All right, let's go here. Recombinators were better than Harvest, even OG Harvest, and were immediately removed. Yeah, but it was dealt with. It was dealt with. Like, why was it that they were released and removed, whereas Harvest was released and stuck around? I don't know. Yeah, it was a fun idea for the game, but isn't that what GGG said they want from rares, though? That you should never want to use a unique over a good rare? Okay, so this is my confusion. That is the right technical term for this. This is why I'm confused by Grinding Gear games sometimes, and some of their sometimes some of the messages feel mixed. I'm not saying that they actually are. Sometimes it can feel mixed. So, for instance, some players say, well, GGG says they want rares to be really, really good. And so rares are really, really good, right? Isn't that a good thing that rares are really, really good? Okay, that's fair. But uniques aren't supposed to function in a way that they compete, that they're even in the same game space as rares. That was the original design intention of uniques for Grinding Gear games. Ha! Nobody kills me when I'm level 32. Nobody! That was the original intention of uniques, was that uniques were not better than rares, but they were truly unique, that they would unlock some option for you that was not available to you through rares. When GGG started allowing for, or designing for more uniques to come out as leveling uniques or helpful uniques or uniques with guaranteed rolls on them that were pretty generic, that had life, that had movement, that had resistances, that had decent comparable damage numbers. Okay, then you just go, okay, well, I'm no longer looking for rares then as I'm leveling, or I'm no longer looking for rares as I'm mapping, or as I'm no longer looking for rares as I'm endgame farming. I'm now looking for these uniques because they can guarantee me with the stats that I need. And so that kind of put us as a player base in a spot of, okay, well, let's use a whole bunch of uniques. And so, okay, well, now we need to make rares great again. Okay, well, but you need to make rares great again because you stopped making uniques unique and you started moving them into a design space where they competed with rares. And uniques, in their original intention, maybe I'm talking to a wall here, but in their original intention as a company and as a game vision, GGG said uniques are not supposed to compete with rares. Uniques are supposed to be unique. They are some aspect that is otherwise unattainable or uninteractable with rares. And that's why you want to use unique. That's why they were actually called uniques. That's why they weren't just called legendary items or ultra items or whatever sort of higher tier ranking name that you'd like to give to something that's above a rare. No, they weren't better than rares. They were uniques. They unlocked certain abilities. They had certain downsides that you would then have to build around in order to adjust to take advantage of whatever unique thing they offered. And as more and more rares came out, as more and more uniques came out, competing with rares for stat slots, uniques lose some of their identity. They begin competing more with rares. And so when a unique can guarantee you specific rolls, whereas a rare can't, players, let's say, who are not crafters, which this game has a relatively relatively, we could say. Can we not say PoE's got a pretty good learning curve for a lot of things, including its crafting process and crafting system. So when you factor that in, if a new player comes along and goes, hey, yeah, I really want to replicate that build, and you go, okay, you need this awesome rare, and all you need to do is you need to just slam this twice, and then you lock suffix, you lock in the prefix, and then you reslam it, and then you can't just remove all this because it's a crafting process, and you do these 6 steps, and then eventually you're guaranteed to get this outcome on 1 of 3 tries. A lot of new players are just going, huh? And so then they look at builds that just use some uniques that can compete in those same stat categories, and you go, oh, well, that's easier, and now I don't have to do the 12-step process. And then they go and they talk to their favorite streamer or talk to their friends, and they go, why doesn't my build do the same thing that so-and-so's build does? You go, well, because you're not using this ultra awesome rare that so-and-so is using. You go, oh, well, I'm using unique. Isn't the unique better? No, it's not. Because, again, we should be able to communicate to new players. Uniques are unique. They're not better than rares. They're not competing in the same space as rares. They're unique. And so if you're playing a build and it uses unique, it's not there because of its stats or what it does in competition with a rare. It's there because of some aspect of it which is otherwise unattainable to the build. So
What?
oh, did I not get this? What did I do here? No, I got the sulfite. Okay. I'm doing everything out of order here. So unfortunate that they keep producing rares that use the same design space as rares or uniques. Yeah. That's just my... Hey, look, again, I'm sharing an opinion from a guy who's come in, a year ago, or not played for a year ago. So, Toby says, even worse, Harvest was released, completely removed in Heist, and then reintroduced. Yes, with super minor nerfs and Ritual. If that didn't happen, it would have been fine. Yes, I agree with that. Like, again, Synthesis wasn't allowed to come back. I'm getting on my high horse about Synthesis. Synthesis wasn't allowed to come back because, my power creep. Okay, but why was Synthesis not allowed to come back, but Harvest was? Somebody's got to explain that. Like, why? Avesti says, or like a tabula, 6-link white to use from level 1, but no stats on the chest, so it's a give and take. Exactly. It's a unique. It's got a unique ability, a unique aspect that it's contributing to your build, and a unique drawback that you have to consider and build around. Also, your mana costs. Like, people forget that, because we're all zooming around on perfectly built, perfectly manicured builds, in maps. You don't have that when you're a new player and you're coming in and you're like, okay, I have a 6-link now. Okay, great. So you 6-link your Blight, or you 6-link your Zombie, or you 6-link your Freezing Pulse, or you 6-link your Cleave or your Sweep or whatever the heck you're playing. All right, you 6-link it. Oh, why is it that when I cast it, I have no mana and I got to keep spamming my mana flask? Well, you need a Clarity. Now you need to go die 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, muling yourself a Clarity. That I'm being a little facetious there. But there's genuine drawback. Right, the game has got enough mechanics built into it that make it really fun and really challenging and really engaging to deal with. And that's what we all love about Path of Exile, is these aspects where you get something to your build and you get to add to it, but then there's also something that you got to struggle with, that you got to deal with, that you got to try to work through. So that's at least what I love about Path of Exile. I hope that's what you guys love about Path of Exile as well. Pee-wee's learning curve is like 2 sigmoids end to end. Phoenix says, I still go, huh, in general when it comes to crafting. I think the problem with rares is that you have to understand how to craft rares, and this game doesn't do much to help newer players understand how to craft a good rare. Yeah, that's fair. That's a completely fair description. And here's the thing. For those of us... Hi, hello. My name is G300. What am I supposed to be doing with this? I forget. I got to take this somewhere. Where do I need to go? Oh my gosh, I've forgotten. Where do I need to go, guys? Battlefront? Ribbon spool? Oh, I have to touch the cart. Did I not touch the cart? I didn't touch the cart. Okay, touch the cart. There we go. Thank you. Okay, I touched the cart. Now I can go back to Diala. Right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. My brain is... It's getting there. It's all coming back to me.
The cockroach. I like a dash.
There we go. The infernal
Goodbye,
talc,
not a
not the
cockroach.
sulfite, is what we use on the undying butthole in the sewers. Whew. Yeah, so if you're not going to help players with crafting, if you're going to leave that to the community, which I think is completely fine, that's a totally a fine choice from Grinding Gear Games. Like, they don't need to have like some in-game video pop up like, "Hi, my name's Bob from Bob's Game, and I'm going to walk you through today how to do crafting." I think that's awful to have in-game. Like, when I play games, or when I have games recommended to me that have in-game pop-ups and tutorial videos in-game, I don't know about any of you, it's like a pop-up on a website. It's like, "Oh, you just told me not to come back to your website ever again. Thanks." I don't enjoy that. I do enjoy when there's an option for me, and I think Grinding Gear Games does a good job of this. They show different players who are streaming Path of Exile on their homepage, right? But it's not coming at you as a pop-up. It's not coming up in-game saying, "Oh, hi, Exile. You just clicked on a rare item. Let's talk about rares and the millions of different ways you can craft rares." Like, nobody likes the little pop-up tooltip guy from Windows 95, right? We all meme about it. But it actually slowed down your processor. It took up a whole bunch of RAM. Like, everybody deleted it as soon as you could, you know, when you had a computer that actually had Clippy. Now I'm assaulting everybody's memories from the 90s. But anyway, that in early 2000s. My point is the pop-up in general, while it might be well-intentioned, it actually ends up not being helpful in-game. And so that's something that's pretty cool about Path of Exile, is that it's got a lot of community content creators and a lot of people who love to chat about the game and who love to help new players with the game. That's pretty awesome. And GGG does a good job of promoting those people and letting the community know, hey, here's some people who can help you with stuff. So I don't think they're on the hook for anything, you know, in that regard. But what can make it tough, what can make it challenging, is as a new player, when you see that uniques compete with rares or enter into the same space as rares, you're then demotivated to learn any of those things that you might otherwise go out and learn. Why do you need to learn how to craft a rare item and have Joe Schmo from YouTube teach you how to do that? Well, you don't, because you can just find or buy through the softcore trading market an equivalent rare, right? So you don't need to. There's no need. Well, okay, so if uniques are entering into that same space, that's kind of the design risk and the community risk and the community buy-in that can happen. That's the tension that can happen. So anyway, I'm over here lecturing you guys. I don't know why. That's just my thoughts. When uniques and rares are competing in the same space, that's bad. That's bad news. That end of story. End of long story. I don't know. It would be nice to have some kind of info in game about crafting methods. I mean, there is the help panel. Like, there is the help panel that you can go in game, and you can interact with some of the stuff. You can read about currency. Hey, look, orb of transmutation. This is the in-game stuff that the game shows you. Hey, look, this is how you make something go from nothing to magic. Hey, here's how you go from one line of stats to 2 lines of stats. Hey, here's how you re-roll. You know, like, this is available in game. It doesn't come at you as a pop-up. It's not invasive. It's available to you. By the way, I bet you so many players don't even know that that's there. Precisely because we would much rather, many people would rather not have it be invasive, right? A lot of people would rather not have tooltips be invasive, where you have to tell them to go away because they're interfering with your interface. Erm says, leave Clippy alone. Leave Clippy alone! Nobody kills me when I'm level 33. Nobody! Oh man, Ron just died. Position 45 on the ladder. That's pretty rough. That is pretty rough indeed. Everything is bouncing off these pillars. I'm not sure if anything's actually hitting these guys. I think it is, though. Yeah, we're actually hitting this guy. All right, let's go up here. They don't. I remember Preach, I think that's who it was, who started playing PoE, and it was 2 hours in when he discovered support gems and links. Yeah. Yeah, but take fossils, for example. If they'd, e.g., tied the fossil help page to a dialogue option on Nico saying something like, hey, what is this yellow rock? Somehow to include the information. Yeah, in the dialogue. You mean like having the dialogue, having the help panels be dialogue with the characters? Sure.
I can't do this just yet.
Maybe that would be something that could be helpful. GGG has clearly made the decision, hey, we want our dialogue with our characters to be world-building experiences and lore-creating experiences. We want that to be the way how you experience the lore of the game, is through conversation with NPCs. But that is a good opportunity. Some games do that. I think World of Warcraft does that, right? World of Warcraft, when they send you on a quest, like early on, doesn't WoW like give you some basic directions about the game and items and difficulty and what you have to do in order to accomplish a quest? I'm pretty sure NPCs in WoW do that. I could be wrong though. I could be misremembering WoW. WoW. It has been. I have not played WoW since 2016. So I'm not just saying, hey, not only am I not that familiar with World of Warcraft, but I'm also saying it's been a while. So whatever I did play, I'm not going to remember now. Wow, this is a lot of monsters. If I could kill them, I could seriously get some XP here. But I also could seriously die. This is a lot of monsters. Nope, but I'm alive. Alright, you attack that, and I'll try and hit you a couple times. There we go. The Grand Inquisitor. Not 90s kids anymore, when the manual was your only way to find out about a game or waste time. Yeah, that's true, right? There's third-party stuff. We live in a different era, and so I like, look, there's legitimately people who just play video games for a living on Twitch, right? And so I think as a game company, it's perfectly okay to say, hey, we're gonna expect our community to come up with some of the answers to some of the stuff that we're doing. And again, to Path of Exile's credit, to GGG's credit, they've always taken the position of, look, we're going to do this stuff in game, and we're going to see if you guys can figure it out. Part of the enjoyment of the game is going to be figuring this stuff out. That has always been a part of Path of Exile's design. So, I'm not saying that that's perfect and that every other gaming company has to do it. I'm saying GGG's not inconsistent or somehow being hypocritical or, you know, or being deceitful or being disingenuous by approaching the game that way. They've always done that. Wow, that guy's really annoying. Those guys that have the Herald call. Having information about game systems be divorced from the game experience seems wrong to me. Okay, that's fair. I'm open to that perspective. I'm just saying we do live in a world where people go to Google rather than go to the homepage of a website. Right? I could be wrong on this. Like, feel free to push back. Oh my goodness, he's gonna kill me. I'm so not fighting you today, dude.
I can't do this just yet.
So, you know, I could be wrong on this. I've been wrong on many things. As I always used to tell you guys, I've been wrong before. I will be wrong again. So, you know, it's very possible that I'm wrong on this. I just think that's some of the world that we live in now. A lot of the times when you Google something going on in a game, it's not going to be an official communication from a gaming company that comes up. It's going to be a YouTube video. It's going to be a Twitch stream. It's going to be a blog. It's going to be a forums posting. It's going to be a Discord link. It's going to be a Reddit post. There's a lot of things that are going to come up, you know, other than official communications from the game. Cowshead says, when are they going to allow us to plan out the tree so it auto picks what we want? Yeah, that hasn't happened yet, has it? That's a good point. That's something that we've been talking about literally for years. Spectral Shield Throw, Blade Storm, Lancing Steel, Cyclone! Guys, we could use Cyclone. But I think Helix is actually doing a better job right now. Gravicious Reward.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Where's Lady Diala? Oh yeah, she's gonna give me a necklace or whatever. I don't even care. If I had some more jewelers, I might try... I do have some more jewelers. I might try the Quahatl. Because I'm pretty sure the damage on this would be ridiculous if I can get this to 4 link. It's not going to work. Yeah. That would be ridiculous, though. Pretty sure that would be ridiculous. Personally, I think Haste is the most annoying nod. Storm Herald is one of the most annoying. Yeah, it's just annoying because it's always going off on your screen. It's just bzz, 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 bzz.
What do you want?
Oh my.
Come over here. Good luck to you.
Should have whetstoned it? Oh, I should have. You're right. Before I identified it. See, these are all the things. I'm out of the loop. I'm out of practice. Okay, well that is where I'm going to leave it for today. We've streamed for what? About 3 hours today, and I'm going to come back tomorrow, and I think we're probably going to stream for roughly 3 hours-ish again tomorrow. I might do a longer stream ish tomorrow. I might do 2 streams. I might just do 1. Not sure yet. But that is the plan for tomorrow. So today we got up to level 35, and we killed ourselves a whole bunch of times trying to mule ourselves at clarity. So that was today. Thank you so much to everybody who has been supporting the channel so much, and thank you so much to everybody who's given me warm welcomes back. Again, I don't want to, like I said yesterday, I don't want to get emotional about it, but it's pretty cool to come back and hang out with you all and have such a wonderful warm welcome and be a part of your gaming lives once again and be a part of your gaming family just as you're a part of my gaming family. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for the stream today. I'm going to go record a video taking a look at some of these FAQs on whatever it's called, because we did get an announcement. So you'll see that coming up here on YouTube in a bit. And then I'll be back here on the stream at some point tomorrow. So thanks so much for joining us today, everybody, here on the stream. I hope the upcoming 320 Forbidden Sanctum League, I have to practice saying that because somebody on YouTube said the Forbidden Scrotum League, and it's stuck in my head, and it's hilarious. And so Forbidden Sanctum, I hope the upcoming 320 Forbidden Sanctum League is the league. A Mirror of Calandra drops for you all. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe. Remember, life is hardcore. You only get one shot at it.